Yo, what's going on with the Playboy? What's going on out there in the land of YouTube? Sorry, I'm late. I actually could not find my glasses. And then I tried to just go live anyway, but unfortunately, I couldn't see the dang keys. What's going on with you guys? Do me a favor, hit the like button. Take your finger real quick and just hit the like button. It's the thumbs up thing down there at the bottom. Just take your finger and just give it a little tap, tap, tappy. Tap that bad chicken. Tap that bad chicken. So I was, man, it was frustrating. I could not find my glasses. I don't know if any of you guys ever gone through that before, but man, I couldn't find them. So I was going crazy. So I finally found them and I was like, woohoo. Avery, what is going on? Everybody smash the like button. Just take your fingers and just double mash it. Okay. And then secondly, do me a favor and type down in the comment section right there the whole reason that I started this channel, which is to overturn Terry versus Ohio. OTVO. Put it in the chat for me if you would, please. If you're watching this video next week, next month, if you're watching it in 3 hours from right now, listen, put OTVO in the comment section. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Do it. Put it in there. Put it in there. Just put it in there. What's going on, y'all? So, I want to talk about something, and I want to ask you guys. I mean, are you crazy enough to believe that we can change the system? Do you have the craziness in you enough that you believe that we can change the system? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe we can change the system, because that's the first step right there. Do you believe that we can change this system? And listen, we started small. We've been on YouTube for less than 2 years, a little more than a year and a half right now, where we started on YouTube in January of 2021, and the numbers are growing exponentially. If you're just lurking around, hit the subscribe button, because we're growing at 65,000 subscribers every month, which is unbelievable. But it's the right time, because the first thing is people got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then you believe that we can change the system. You believe it. You have it in your heart. You have it in your head. We can change the system. You believe it. I believe it. I 100% believe it. Do you know how many emails I get every day of people who use my trifold that say, dude, I got pulled over. I invoked my Fifth Amendment right. I never said a word to that cop. I never had to have a back and forth. He started to ask me questions. I referenced with my camera on the trifold right there. I mean, that. You know how many people tell me every single day that they use my trifold when they get pulled over by the cops? It's unbelievable. I should just start publishing those emails, because it's unbelievable. Just you knowing your basic rights of how to shut the front door, stop talking, don't tell the cop to go have a ham sandwich. Leave that to me and people who are going to take on the system head to head, where we're going to take it on using our First Amendment right to assemble, to petition, to be press, and use our speech. I mean, 4 of the big 5 freedoms. We're not using our religion just yet, but who knows? Who knows? We may have to call in the Christians. Call in the Christians. Ah, wah, wah. Ward, it can be done a few different ways. Thanks for the super chat. It can be done a few different ways. The first way it can be done is legislated. It can be absolutely legislated. It can be legislated out through the legislative body, that cops cannot violate your Fourth Amendment right by touching you. They can't put their hands on you in the name of any officer safety. That's the first way we could get rid of it. The second way, the Supreme Court could overturn it. The third way is by state constitution or by state law. So there's a few different ways to overturn Terry versus Ohio, but overall, the overall Terry versus Ohio has got to go. Terry versus Ohio has got to go. It has got to go. We cannot have it. So what Terry does, it allows cops to run up to you if they see you on the street. So how many people know about cops going hands-on? Put a 1 in the chat if you know the rules for the reason why cops can go hands-on. Put a 1 in the chat. Just put it in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you know the reason why cops can go hands-on with you and put their hands on you. Do you know the reason why? Does anybody know the reason why? I want to see if anybody knows the reason why and when. When can a cop go hands-on with you? Do you know those answers? Because those are very important answers for you to understand, because it will really make you stand up and go, wait a minute, what? So if you're, I see a lot of ones in the chat. So, look, I'm going to explain the process to you. And this is all based on Terry versus Ohio. The way the cops can touch you. So put a one in the chat. Let me see this. Does a cop have to talk to you before he can put his hands on you? Put a one in the chat if you think, no, put a two in the chat if you think a cop has to talk to you. That says one in the chat on DLZ clips. Do you think a cop has to talk to you? Do you think a cop has to talk to you? So let me just explain to you. Terry versus Ohio makes it so that the moment a cop sees you, he can put his hands on you. There doesn't have to be any words. You can be walking along. The cops can run up and put their hands on you. They could put cops on each side of you. And why can they do that? Because of the 1968 holding called Terry versus Ohio, where an unelected body of 9, one of them being a white supremacist, unelected monarchs, decided that the cops could run up and grab you in the name of officer safety. That's what Terry versus Ohio is about. That's the whole thing. Cops can run up and grab you and say, well, I was in fear for my life. So someone can call and say, hey, a guy in a blue shirt is walking down the street and I'm in fear for my life. He's dangerous. I think he may have a gun. That's all they have to do. And now the cops can run up and grab me before I even know what's going on. I have no idea what's happening. What is that called? That's called a Terry stop. They'll say it's a call for service. It's an absolute lie. It's a Terry stop. You have no probable cause. You have no reasonable articulable suspicion. You're running up and putting your hands on me based on someone calling and then based on your safety. That's the loop that Terry versus Ohio creates. So the cops get a call and say, hey, the guy in a blue shirt's got a gun. I don't have a gun, but actually, I'm sorry. I do have a gun. I'm just not in anybody's neighborhood, I guess. So someone calls and says the guy in a blue shirt has got yes, it absolutely, you get, so the cops call and say the guy in a blue shirt has a gun. And then what happens is the cops come running up to me and they have no reasonable articulable suspicion of me committing a crime. And there's no probable cause that a crime's been committed. Probable cause is when you have broken the law. So I'm not standing in the middle of the street, even jaywalking. I'm just standing on the sidewalk. And the cops come running up, and what do they do immediately? They grab me without any reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause. Well, how come they can run up and put their hands on me just by someone calling about me? Terry versus Ohio. The cops run up to me, and there's no suspicion, there's no probable cause, but they say I'm in fear for my life. Somebody called and said that he had a gun, and so I'm scared. So I get to run up and grab this guy. Well, I don't know what they're doing, and so I automatically go to defense mode. I don't want to comply to someone. I don't know why they're grabbing me. They're just strangers to me. I don't care what costume they're wearing. And they're trying to tell me to get on my knees, lay on my belly, and I haven't done anything wrong. No suspicion, no probable cause. What's happening? This is a Terry stop. This is the reason why this is what we talk about on this channel constantly. The interaction, the first moment between you and the pig is a Terry interaction 90% of the time. When the cops are called on you without any reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause, if the cops open an investigation on you, that's a Terry. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Grace Way Chapel. How are you? What's going on, everybody? How is everybody out there in the land of YouTube? So I got to put my glasses on for a minute. I'm sorry. It's a really bad glare because I got these lights on. But there's a few videos that I want to show you today that are absolutely Kevin, Tom, Rob, what's going on? Delete laws, clips, DLZ clips in the hizzy, throwing stuff up on the screen. William, what's going on? Caleb, how are you? What is going on? Grace Way Chapel, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Matt, what is going on? How are you? How are you? Bad. Vern, Brighton, what's going on? SoCal Malls, Joe, James, Bill, what's going on? Stevie, okay. Let's jump into, and then I'm probably got my mods, Greg and Mikey, and a few of them. Just sound off for me, mods, if you're in the room, so I know you are here. Call you out. Michael, what's going on? West Texas Audit, what's going on, Playboy? So, going to show you some stuff today. And I think that the first, the first video that I think I want to cover, Jason Dollarhide's phone call to me this morning. Jason called me from jail, and as you know, his wife is doing everything she can. We've raised a little over $3 grand, $3,300 or something like that for their family, and so he called me today, and I want to just
people keep sending her.
I want to show this video to you guys right now because when he called me this afternoon, you know, I never know when Jason's going to call because he's been locked down for 4 days. So I'll let you guys listen to it in his own words, but Jason Dollarhide is a guy from Norman, Oklahoma, who was deer watching with his wife and his 4-year-old or 3-year-old daughter at that time. When a Norman, Oklahoma sheriff's deputy or Norman, Oklahoma PD, I can't remember which one, walked up to him and pretty much began assaulting him, and they arrested him and charged him and took him to the dungeon. Then this little town, this little area right here has been targeting Jason ever since. And now they've arrested him for assaulting a police officer, which is beyond preposterous. It is beyond preposterous. Yo, everybody, welcome to Delete Laws. What's up with the Playboys? Put OTVO in the chat. Put it in the chat. OTVO in the chat. Let's check out this video from Jason Dollarhide calling me from jail today. And I want you to hear it because he's got a wife and he's got a kid on the outside who are fighting for him right now. And so I want everybody to know what he's going through.
Lawyer leads, I ain't get people keep sending her, lawyer leads, I ain't get nowhere. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, you do know it's not going well, so that's what you know.
Yeah.
And they're holding you on bullshit charges. I already put in for the body cam footage, so I'm waiting to get that back. And,
yeah.
Oklahoma's got some pretty good open record laws, so they said a week or two, and I put the requested last Friday, so it should be coming up here pretty soon, Jason.
Awesome, man. That's good. That's a good start. At least I can't say, oh, we deleted it because nobody was asking for it. Well, no, we got all kinds of people asking for it, and so that's where we're going to get them.
Yeah, that's what's
I'm
up.
tired of Cleveland County Sheriff's coming here and treating us like shit, though, and like we're dogs or something. Ain't changed no clothes, ain't got razors, and we're barely getting out to take a shower.
Oh, people are getting razors and clothes and stuff, and they ain't giving you shit, huh?
Nope, nobody in this whole pod, man. I mean, they're letting us out one door at a time right now. Just the other day, this whole pod was out. Now all of a sudden, they're only letting one door out at a time.
Huh. Yeah. It's a great big control thing, and they're trying to control everything about everything, and it's just gonna mess you up, dude. That's their whole program, is to mess you up.
Yeah, I try to put my head in a book and wait on the door to buzz.
That's all you can do. You just gotta try to just. What's that?
And you're freezing my ass off. The blanket's got so many holes in it. I mean, it's just, I think they'll do it on purpose, man.
Oh, the blanket has holes in it?
Like, it's so bad, dude. I've tried, like, sewing it up, but, it ain't like I got a sewing kit.
You freezing cold in there, huh?
No, yeah, they keep it freezing just for, I guess, for sickness and just, so bacteria can't build or whatever.
I don't know about that.
I know. I don't either, man. I just know it's freezing ass cold, dude.
Well, it's something, only like 20% of all the prisons and jails in America have air conditioning, so at least that one does.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, most people are boiling right now.
Wow.
So you're going through the opposite. You're freezing your ass off every day.
I feel like I'm in winter. I feel like it's winter here.
No, it's definitely not. There's a heat wave going on.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's the middle of August in Oklahoma. Heather said it was so hot outside right now.
It's unbelievable. And in the prison, it's freezing cold in the jail.
Yeah. It's like shivering. Like, you walk around, you wrapped up a blanket. Like, I ordered thermal clothes off the commissary that were like $30 for socks, shirt, boxers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all thermal.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting thermals in the middle of. I just turned August today.
Well,
4 days and
it just,
8 more days.
any word on your writ, on if the writ's if they're gonna get a hearing on that writ?
They told Heather that the judge acted like he didn't know what my charges was, and then he said that the state wasn't available, so they can't discuss it. Is what they told her yesterday.
You know, listen to this. This is what they do to the people in the jails and in the prisons. Jason's going to kind of give you a little bit of a glimpse here. You know, he starts off by talking about being freezing. You're either freezing or boiling hot. I've been to 20 different jails in America, and each time I was arrested for no dang good reason, I experienced either this freezing or this hot. But then listen to the other things he's saying. They're not providing him with regular showers and soap and razor. They're not providing him with the essential needs that every man and woman would need. I can only imagine how they're doing women on the other side with the needs that women are gonna have. So let's watch the rest of this.
So I'm lost on that. Then he told her an attorney had to file it. He can't discuss it. Is what they told her yesterday. So I'm lost on that. Then he told her an attorney had to file it, even though she wasn't there and filed it.
No,
So,
an attorney does not have to file a writ of habeas corpus.
I'm just lost, dude. Like I said, I'm in here. I can't do nothing, man. They know when I walk up in there, I make demands and make it happen. You know, because I know what the things that need to be filed correctly, and just as long as they're wrote up right, they should be able to slide right in. I mean.
Yeah. Well, I wrote up the body cam request clear as a whistle. So, you know,
Yeah.
all body cam, all dash cam, any cameras the cops were using, I want a copy of those cameras. So it'll show that.
They tried telling Heather that she wasn't involved in the case. Like, yeah, right.
She's not.
They took my daughter's social security number. You know?
They told his wife that she's not involved in Jason's case as her husband's in jail.
I'm saying they said there's a juvenile or something. Well, guess what? That's our kid. You know what I mean? So yes, we are involved.
It always sucks because people don't know their rights, and so you know a lot of your rights, but people don't know their rights. Your wife doesn't know.
Oh yeah, man.
So they'll railroad people if they don't know their rights.
Yeah.
What I just said right there, they will railroad people if you don't know your rights. This is the reason why I'm all crazy about the trifold, because then you have your rights in your hand. You don't even have to be smart. You can just point your camera at the rights and point them at the cop and say, these are my rights. Cop says, I'm going to get a drug dog out here. You point the camera, United States versus Williams, and says, you can't extend this stop to bring a drug dog out. This is the reason why you've got to know your rights.
And I was reading on these, like trying to catch up on some amendments and stuff. They have a law library here.
Oh, listen to this. Listen to what they're doing to him here. This is horrible. Their rights.
Yeah. I even was reading on these, like trying to catch up on some amendments and stuff. They have a law library here. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, man, I was on it the other day. Last time before this lockdown of four days or whatever, I went on that thing. I can't even get back to it now. It's like blocked me from it.
They blocked you from reading your rights?
Yeah, like on the law library on this they have a kiosk thing over here in the corner, and I was on there the other day reading all kinds of stuff. Like I even talked to Heather and said, you know, maybe you can go get the short form of it. Maybe I can write something up in here. So I just wrote all I could about. I sent in legal mail last week to the judge that I'm supposed to go in front of and ask, you know, even ask for a bond reduction. That I've never missed court. I've never gave them an option for why my bond's so high and unreasonable and unjust. Like I'm a sole provider for my family, you know, we're risking everything out there because of these ridiculous charges that's made up.
Yeah. And now they've cut you off from access from learning?
Yep.
Did they say why? What happens? Is it a computer automated library or is it actual books?
Yeah, it's just like you click on you enter your resident ID, and then you can click on the law library. And every time I go to search, like I was last week, then now it just says, modify my search. That's all it says now. Like no matter what I type in, from First Amendment, Eighth Amendment, like even just putting in amendment, and every time it just goes to like cannot find or something.
Writ of habeas
Like,
corpus, and it just brings you to nothing, huh?
Yeah,
Anything,
just to a blank screen that says modify my search.
Anything he searches.
Not even, tried restarting it, tried everything in the world, man. Like I said, last week I was all over reading all kinds of cases.
Yeah.
Of like cases on certain amendments where they've, won and whatnot because, you know how it is.
Yeah. You got to read the case law.
So frustrating.
So now they've cut off your access to learning your case law.
Yep. That's what had to happen because, like I said, I was on it for several days, reading on it.
Do you know what's? Do you know what the latest is with Heather? What she's doing with the attorney or the bond? Or she had an attorney where they were going to try to get a bond reduction hearing for you.
She said all of them are circling her around, man. She's been on the phone, waiting on callbacks. I mean, we even have a judge and a judge's wife from a different county supposedly trying to help. I don't know what's up with my attorney that stepped in. She said she's about to lose it on him because he keeps telling her, "Oh, just wait. Wait for what, dude?"
They don't know what it's like.
In the event a third-party call is detected, your call will be terminated without warning.
Yeah, you have to be in the dungeon a day or two before you know what it's like.
And then I was doing a video visit with my wife, and on Avery's birthday last week on Friday, the 28th, and they keep coming on there saying, like, I seen Avery for like 1 second. That's it. They're like, it's him on the screen. Until it proves this is not supposed to happen. So, like, we stopped. Well, later that evening, after they went and had a day, I talked to him again. Avery barely came on the screen, and they terminated the call. You know what I mean? Ridiculous, dude.
Making it so you can't see your daughter?
Yeah.
In the event a third-party call is detected, your call will be terminated without warning.
So they're not letting you see your daughter. They cut you off from access to the law library online. Wow, what a horrible. I mean, what a horrible state. So I'm talking to him on the phone, but let's encapsulate it. Everything we're talking about: the lack of shower, lack of sanitary products, razors and soap, freezing cold. The blankets they give them, they have holes in them. He was in a cell with feces in it for a week straight. They cut off access to his law library. They cut off access to him seeing his daughter. I mean, the Cleveland County Jail people, this is just out. I call it a dungeon. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. If it's a dungeon system. I mean, why would they cut him off access from him seeing his daughter? They're monitoring his calls. So when his daughter comes on, they just turn the computer off as though he's some sort of danger to his child. Like he's the bad person. It's unbelievable what we're seeing. So this is what happens to all of us, though. This is the whole reason why I do what I do. And what is he learning in the law library? He's learning case law. What is the trifold? Case law. You have to learn. I don't want you to just have the trifold. You got to learn it. You got to look up those cases and learn those cases. So, Jason, we're still with you, man. I'm going to keep watching your video until we get done. Horrible Cleveland County Jail. Just disgusting. And they love it, dude. They love locking you up, dude. It's their favorite thing in the whole wide world. They love it.
Yeah. Trying to have control like Russia or China or something. I mean, they act like this is maximum security. Everybody's a danger to them.
Oh, I know it.
We were saying we just want our clothes changed out. And these dudes come in here with pepper spray, threatening to spray a couple of dudes. And then I chase one dude down into a cell, threatened to spray him and tase him and all kinds of shit just because he's like, dude, we're not dogs. We want our clothes changed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous, dude. Like every one of us in here, our clothes are stinking, man. It's been weeks now since we've had clothes.
Yeah.
I've had one set of clothes since I've been here.
It's over 2 weeks.
Yeah. This Saturday will be 3 weeks, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Everybody's put in a grievance, a complaint, and it goes unanswered. Like I've asked several guys around here. There's, I think, 14 or 15 dudes in here now.
And the thing about the clothes is that you not only just wear them, you sleep in them. I kind of I glossed over that because we were talking about his clothing, But listen to what he said here now. Listen to what he says here. He's in a room. The room's only so big. And listen to what he says here. It just slides in and we just go through it. And I didn't acknowledge it in time to respect it until I heard it back later. Listen.
It goes unanswered. Like I've asked several guys around here. There's, I think, 14 or 15 dudes in here now.
14 or 15 dudes in this room now, Chille.
Like I've asked several guys around here. There's, I think, 14 or 15 dudes in here now.
And the thing about the clothes is that you not only just wear them, you sleep in them. It's not like you don't take them off. You leave the same underwear and pants on for weeks at a time.
Yeah, and that's absolutely just unreasonable.
It's disgusting.
Unsanitary.
The entire thing is disgusting, dude. The whole prison industrial complex, jails, they're dungeons. It's absolute murder on people. It's horrible.
And they want to charge us $48 a day. We're not getting $48 a day. I'm staying that cheap of a motel to have better service.
No, I mean, you're paying the guards. You're paying for all the hierarchy. You're paying for all everything they're doing. You're paying for. We're paying for it with tax dollars, and it does no good.
Just like all these phone calls and kiosks. I mean, everything on that commissary is so infatuated with the price. I mean, something that's 50 cents on the street, it's $3 on that commissary.
Yeah.
And then they charge, and then they charge you tax. And then when you put the money on the commissary, they charge you 10%. Then you move money to the phone, they charge you 10%.
No,
I mean, every $100 is $10. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just fee on top of fee on top of fee.
Right. It's double taxation, triple taxation.
Yeah, over and over. I mean, price gouging to its max.
Yeah, and it's sanctioned by the government. They think it's okay to do that to people.
Right.
It's not right at all. It's not right at all. It's total crap. Has to change. Has to change.
Like I said, man, they tried to slow play Heather. I know they did. I mean, just even though she filed that at noon, and they're like, all right, be here at 1:30 for the uncontested docket. Like, the state should be available. You know what I mean? They're there. I guarantee you there's somebody in that courthouse that's available.
Yeah.
You have 1 minute remaining.
100 people in that ADA office, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're available.
Yeah.
That's an absolute lie. And just like them judges, man, they sit in all the same chambers in the same building. That's why I always ask for a jury trial, because ain't nobody decide my. Did you hear what he said right here? Listen carefully.
Yeah.
That's an absolute lie. And just like them judges, man, they sit in all the same chambers.
Them judges sit in all the same chambers.
In the same building.
In the same building.
That's why I always ask for a jury trial, because ain't nobody decide my fate in this building, because they all eat lunch together.
Because they all eat lunch together. Oh, yeah. You bet.
So it's about to hang up, man.
No, you all right? You should have some money on your books. You should be okay.
Yeah, like I said, man, I'm doing what I can, man.
What's your lockup now? They got you in a different cell? You got a cellmate?
They moved me upstairs and got me a working toilet finally after 6-7 days.
All right.
So,
I'll call Heather. I'll call Heather later today and see where she's at.
Appreciate it, man.
Stay strong, Jason. I'll be here. All right.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Stay strong. Love you, buddy. Later.
Love you too, bro.
Later, brother. So there that is. I mean, that's Jason from jail. And so I'm not sure if Heather wasn't completely wiped out, she would be in the chat tonight. She's probably she's going through a lot. You know, she's going through a lot. Her partner's gone. They've never been apart for more than a week since they've been together, Jason and Heather. So they've been together for over 7 or 8 years or something like that. And so they've never been separated for this amount of time, never slept apart for this amount of days. So there's a lot of things. And then listening to what the Cleveland County Jail is doing to those people. Absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So, of course, there's the worst part about this particular job. And so a lot of people in the comment section, I'll read it sometimes, you know, and I don't acknowledge these folks, but people will say to get a job. You know, this is my job. This is all I do full time. And I'm going even further than just sharing what's constitutional, what's not constitutional. And I finally have the pieces to begin constitutional law scholar. I'm going even further than that. And I'm going to go into government and I'm going to win the governorship. And from the top down, using executive power, I'm going to change peace officers back to peace officers. We're going to start with getting rid of that stupid G.I. Joe loser uniform. And they're going to go to a peace officer's uniform that's equipped with a camera system, that's used a computer system so that we don't have 50 cops responding to one area with a guy with a camera. And so massive change has to happen, but you first have to have brave leaders who are willing to go in and say, I realize I'm not going to be popular. I realize a lot of the things I do are not going to be we're not going to agree on everything. We're not going to agree on everything, but I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm not going to stop. And you know, here, I'll show you guys this. Let me just show you the, I want to show you guys this, and this is just a testament to what we're doing is correct. This is the growth of this channel over the past 365 days. Look at the growth. It's just unbelievable over the last 90 days. And this is just happening organically. I'm just doing what I do every single day, just doing the right thing. And we're growing every single day by, 3,000 subscribers, just gigantic leaps and bounds every day by 3,000, 4,000 subscribers sometimes in a day. So it's pretty incredible. It's so if you're just lurking around, just hit the subscribe button, because this train is going nonstop. We will be close to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year, should we be able to keep this rate. Here's my friend Dragon at Transparency. Hand pinky wave. Haven't had any water. So I want to show you guys something. I got a friend named Chuck Bronson. Hey, Vern, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Every new member really helps. I really appreciate your support. I'm not going to do anything else with my life for the rest of my life. I've been in a lot of businesses. I've raised a lot of money for a lot of different things that my heart and my soul was not completely into. You know what I mean? It's not like you're not into what you're doing, but it's not like you're doing something you're like, I could die for this. When I was doing Coded Friends, I certainly did almost push myself to dying for the company, but I'm not willing to die for a tech thing. Whereas, when you have purpose, real purpose that will last far beyond your years, the work I'm doing now, standing my ground to these pigs on the sidewalk and saying, I'm not going to move my feet, pig, and you're welcome to arrest me. And if you do, I will sue you like I sued the other pigs. I'm standing on the shoulders of people before me, guys like Honor Your Oath and Badasow, who were doing this 10 years ago, where they were even getting arrested for even pulling their camera out and filming. And now the new level is, I'm not going to move my feet from this position right here. I'm in a public space. And then that battle of, are you afraid to go to jail or not? And then if you are arrested, are you going to figure out how to get it done and sue their asses? There's the new level. Because for a long time, I didn't realize what I was doing coming into the auditing community of sorts, people who audit, I guess you would say, because it's a loose term, a community. But what I believe that my representation has been so far in this new level of auditing is that trifecta of things that you can do. Number one, I'm going to not move my feet. Number two, I'm going to go through that process of where he's going to threaten to take me to jail. He may take me to jail. And then the third part is I will follow through and I will sue those cops. And that's kind of like the new level from what I can see. It's what Long Island Audit is doing, and that's what a few other people are doing. Badasow, who is Philip Turner versus Driver 2017, things like that. So now there's a level now that Chuck Bronson, and this is a good segue for what I was just saying. Chuck Bronson is now entering into that level where Chuck Bronson's been auditing for a long time. He's been cop watching for a long time, but now Chuck Bronson has moved into a new level, because what he did when he set up his bait car, he has now proven that cops are colluding against us. He put together, let me share his video. We're not going to be able to watch all of it. I'll kind of skim through some of it, but let me share his video, because Chuck Bronson has now entered that level of, now he's suing for $4.9 million, I think, that he's suing for. So this is right here. Get over here and subscribe to my buddy Chuck Bronson. He's got 133,000 subscribers. I've already liked this, obviously. So if you come over here, 500,000 views in 11 days because this video we're about to watch is fire. I'm talking fire. Yo, Chuck. Team DLZ coming through. Drop him a comment. Let him know he's already got 10,000 comments on this video. But support this man. Subscribe to his channel if you're not subscribed. Let him know DLZ sent you. And let's get into a little bit of this video. This is crazy, y'all. Y'all have never seen.
What's up, everybody? Check this out. I just passed this cop named Salazar there. He's that back cop car. When I drove by, we looked at each other, and so he's seen me in this car. We're driving down the road, and
so
he comes up behind us. Me and this cop have a little history together. He's going to be pulling up next to us here in a minute and pass us on by, and he looks over at me again. And then
you know, I'm going to pause this. We're going to come back. Let me drop Chuck's link for his video down here. But I'll just, I mean, I got to be just 100% honest. There it is right there. There's the link for Chuck's video.
A couple hours later, we're driving down the road.
This is genius. What Chuck done here. If I'm being honest, this is freaking genius. Chuck Bronson, he rigged his whole car with cameras, got all the body cam footage, got all of the CAD calls, got everything, and all the radio chatter. Check this out.
And watch over here to the right. We're getting right past Starbucks right here. There's some cops hiding over there in the dark. That's Salazar in the front. He already seen what I was driving. So he comes after us. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna make up some probable cause, some reasonable articulated suspicion? I don't know. What do you guys think? Here he comes. There's at least 2 or 3 cop cars in this pack. He's following us. He's following us. He's following us. When you're in this type of situation, you just, you know, and that once we realize, hey, you know, these cops pulled out right behind us. What the heck? You know, the key is, you know, to not give them any reason to pull you over. So we, you know, basically lock it on cruise control. Here we're going to turn into this parking lot area and, you know, see if they follow us or what. And they're following. Here they come. That far cop crosses over the line.
I mean, look at them stalking him.
Usually intersections have a solid white line that you're not supposed to cross over.
I mean, look at them stalking him. It's crazy.
Are you stalking us or what?
Yes, they are stalking you.
I
Yes.
don't know. See how long these cops follow us for. They want something. They must think we're one of there's one of them. Let's see where that other one went.
So is it?
I think they want a piece of Chuck Bronson. If you see my other videos in the bait car, you know, what we do is we drive around, follow all laws, make sure to, you know, go out of our way, not to commit any crimes, infractions, no ordinance violations. You know, we don't give them any reason at all. So there's one of them back there circling back to the left. He's going to be turning around and coming out here just shortly. And the other one's on down, about a block down at the next entrance, and he's pulling out. So right now they're both pulling out almost at the same time. There's one all the way down that just pulled out, and then of course this one right here. This is what cops do to people. There's another one there too. So now we got 3 of them there. So now we got 3 cops following us. But I don't know why. We're not suspected of committing crimes. We're not being suspicious. We're not doing anything. We're in just a plain old, you know, average SUV. Nothing fancy. Nothing old and junky either. You know, which is typically primary targets. So we're cruising, we're cruising, we're cruising, we're cruising. Let's speed this up just for a minute. I'm going to fast forward this up real quick.
So when that cop is following you along like that,
There's at least 2 in it. You want to distract the central here? Like, I'll be just south of it in case it leaves.
So now we got Salazar straight over in the parking lot. We got this Officer Surveys over here just going to the right. We're just like, if you're going to pull us over, come get us. You know, why are you following us like this? This is crazy.
because they're stalking you, bro. They want to intimidate you. They're actually
pulling right back out onto the roadway. They're just trying to avoid contact.
They're trying to avoid contact?
They're going to go north on Earl.
Why are the cops stalking
Actually,
them?
we were pulling over to see if you were interested in a consensual conversation or something, instead of just following us like weirdos. You know, and at this time, this cop knows it's me, and he's been trying for a long time to stop me from recording him, because I made many videos of him just mistreating people. It's ridiculous.
They're almost to Union. They're going to end up going west on Union, 417.
So this cop and one of his buddies, they he tries to get a restraining order against me to stop me from recording him, and they go to court and they lie under oath. What's up, everybody? I'm being stalked and followed by Salazar. He's got a protection order against me, and he's been stalking me and following me, and he's doing it right now. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate it. It's him right behind. So he goes to court, and him and this other cop, they go and they lie under oath, and they say that I was live streaming, driving around one day, and I was in a small town outside of Lafayette, Indiana, which is where this is, and I happened to go to Shannon Hoon's graveyard. He was with Blind Melon, a music group back in the day, and I was live and driving down this road, and I'm like, oh, Lafayette cop must live here or something, because there was a cop car parked out in front of this house.
Look how long the cops are following him around. They have nothing else to do.
But they went into court and said, oh, that I said, this is where Salazar lives, and we ought to go do something or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, basically made up some crap to get a protection order. And normally you're required to have, 3 or more things to get a protection order, and they just got away with it. The judge was just as dirty as these cops. Here they are.
So now
are still following us.
See, now right there, I would confront them. I am a hardcore mofo. I would stop the car and literally get out and ask them what their problem was. Why are you following me? I would be much more aggressive. Chuck is a really nice person.
This is crazy. You guys ever see anything like this?
It happens every day to people in America every day. You allow just jackboot thug pigs to roll around the streets and just do whatever they want. They're stalking him. They know it's him. They even said, oh, they just pulled out. They're stalking these people.
Still following, still following, still following.
They're stalking.
Hang in there, people, because this is going to get really good.
It does.
Just the beginning.
Oh, it does.
I thought it was important to show you guys how long these cops follow us.
So wrong what they're doing.
One of them's pulled up next to us right now and can see me. And he knows it's me. And I think it was the service cop.
Dude, he would get a double bird.
Pulls up next. We look eye to eye. He knows it's me.
He would get
the car.
He would get the.
So these
I'm
cops
not
act like, you know, in the police report they didn't know it was me and blah blah blah, like straight lying. And it's crazy, man. These departments will just cover up anything and everything. Still following, and of course we're not going to get.
So I want to answer that question right there, because a lot of people contact me and say, what can you do about that if the cops are stalking you? You document it. You get your camera out, you film it. You hear what Chuck is doing after the fact. You're narrating to the camera. I'm on Main and 4th Street. I'm taking a left. This cop is following me. I don't know why. You can't call cops on cops. It won't help you. If you're being stalked by the cops, like Woke Pete just asked, you document it with your camera. Everything that happens, you're talking out loud. You're saying, I'm feeling it. You tell the camera how you're feeling, so that later when you show that camera, the footage to the jury and to the judge, they know what you were going through. Document it. I don't care if it's illegal to film while you're driving. Document what's happening to you. Don't let that pig have the only video footage of what did happen to you before you died.
Give them a reason to pull us over, no matter what. Doesn't matter how long it takes. We'll pull over and just stop and park and sit for 2 hours. There's another one off to the right waiting to join in the fun. I mean, this is, you know, this is considered gang stalking at this point.
They have 4 cop cars stalking him.
Just want to keep updated with what we're doing. We're currently at 9th and Union and Southtown.
So
I would never tolerate this, Chuck. I would never. I mean, he put a bait car together because he knew they would stalk him. I'm so much more aggressive and hostile than this.
There, they just announced
Should be coming your way. It's gonna be an older model, like early 90s, blue car,
this is a different call.
boxy style.
But there, what they were just talking about before that was right at this point, they've already called in for a canine unit to come join in from a different city because they didn't have one available. So from West Lafayette, the next town over, they're having a canine unit come to us to get involved in this, to run the dog on the car. And we haven't did anything. They don't even have a legal reason to pull us over, and they've already got a canine coming from a different city.
So why would they do that? How come you think they would? Why would they have a canine come in from a different city? So this is a very important teachable moment right here. In your trifold, there's the 2018 case of Rodriguez versus United States. The reason why these cops are trying to have the canine unit on the scene is because the 2018 case of Rodriguez versus United States, that means that these men knew that they were working outside of the color of law. They should lose their qualified immunity for what they're doing, and they should be prosecuted. They're having the canine cop meet them at the stop so that they don't have to extend the stop to call a canine dog in. It's going to take another 10 or 15 minutes for the canine dog to get there. So that means if they pulled over Chuck without the canine dog being there, they are not legally allowed, because of the 2018 case of Rodriguez versus United States, to extend the stop to call a drug dog in because they have a suspicion that we think maybe this guy's got drugs on him. They can't extend the stop. It's illegal. It's been decided by the Supreme Court. A broken clock is right twice a day. They got it right on this one. They shouldn't be able to search your car anyway, so they got it wrong to begin with in the 1925 case of Carroll versus United States, which is the reason why they can search your car without a warrant to begin with, or with a drug dog to begin with. Without Carroll, you don't have Terry. Without Terry, you don't have Florida versus Harris. So I just want you guys to understand, that means that these cops conspired together to go around the color of law, which should disqualify any sort of qualified immunity.
Still following or goes Salazar off to the right. You'll see he's given our location each time we turn. But you'll see these cops, they'll switch back and forth. I don't know if they think it somehow protects them because they're all together. They're all doing this together, and it's obvious. You can watch it and hear it and listen to it all. But they switch up on who's behind us, you know, to help prevent them from, you know, getting like stalking charges or, you know, that kind of thing.
So they can detain you for what is reasonable.
So
The reasonableness standard of the Fourth Amendment.
Behind us, still at this point. These cops.
That's what the length of detainment means. How long they can detain you is based on a reasonableness standard. Reasonableness. So that's how they can detain you. What's reasonable?
We're going to be pulling us over here just shortly on this street that we're on right now. But we're gonna drive around for a minute and come back and hit this street again, and that's when they pull us over, right here at that exact location.
They're bringing the.
We're using turn signals. We're stopping. We're, you know, in Indiana.
Go west on Main.
In Indiana, you're at this time you were required to use your turn signal 200 feet before you turn or change lanes. After this stop and one of my other stops, they've changed the statute.
Once WL gets near downtown, just have them let us know and we'll try to get a stop then.
They said once the K9 is near downtown, because that's where I'm at right now, that they'll try to get a stop then.
Once the K9 is near downtown, and again, this is on your trifold, the 2018 case of Rodriguez versus United States. They're making sure the drug dog is there so that they don't have to call a drug dog in because they cannot extend a stop because that's unreasonable based on their own personal hunch or suspicion. That's what I'm talking about. You have to have the literature in front of you. Now, they're going around the law. They're conspiring to break the law. The cops are. The prosecutor should prosecute these men.
What do you mean you're going to try to get a stop? You've been trying to get a stop this whole time, but we're not giving you any legal reason to pull us over. Isn't that crazy? This is what they do to like everybody. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is why you got to record. You got to have cameras.
We're heading west towards downtown, passing 9.
Absolutely crazy people. Stick with me. I promise it's going to get better.
You said you already have PC for when we need to make it. $6784. It's going to be a bad stop. We stopped him yesterday. Did you return for RO?
Is it?
Yeah, it was going to be the Ashley guy that you guys stopped at Meyer. Southbound towards HQ.
So another group of cops are following another car, and then you just heard him say this is going to be a bad stop. It's the same car we just pulled over last night out by Meyer.
They're stalking him. They're literally stalking this man and his companion.
HQ parking lot.
Yeah, he just said, I'm turning into the HQ parking lot. So I'm in the police. That's the police department right there.
Circle's about to go back out on Columbia.
They even pull into their parking lot. It's like, come on, if you're going to pull us over already.
No, Chuck.
We pull into the PD.
Chuck, my brother, they're not pulling you over because they're coordinating the drug dog so they don't have to extend the stop.
And they still just wouldn't do anything. It's like, what are you doing? You guys are lunatics.
going back northbound on 6th. Check. Continuing westbound on Columbia. Doing circles around the area now. 1284, we're set back up. 417, 421, what are we doing with this car?
We're planning to get this stop. They keep pulling off though, and then we have to keep repositioning.
Copy. We'll pull it over into a parking spot in front of the courthouse on Columbia.
Do they signal?
The coordinated stalking.
I don't know if 457 had any traffic violations all the way to here.
They said no traffic violations. So they pulled over. So then the cops.
Negative. They're driving like angels.
What? Did you hear that?
You heard it there first. We're driving like angels. That's what the cop just said.
Wow.
Driver popped the door open and closed it.
Well, yeah, you just can't. I want to wait. I'm coming across the Harrison Bridge. 6 News now.
It's signaling as if it's about to go back out on the Columbia.
That was the West Lafayette canine cop saying, I'm basically almost there. I'm going across the Harrison Bridge.
So they're coordinating to break the law and violate his constitutional rights. These cops should be fired and brought up on charges.
These cops are crazy.
He pulled over and stopped, and now, no way. They almost hit that car. Watch.
It's back out on Columbia.
Holy shit. That car.
Let me know if you ever seen anything like this before. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think, too. It's crazy. We're going to turn right here, and then look on the right since we're out the rear camera. You'll see, I think it's Salazar sitting there waiting. Right there. No headlights, no nothing. Just makes a U-turn across double yellow lines. Cut that car coming up, had to hit their brakes. I mean, it's just crazy. I'm not even analyzing all the, rules and infractions they're committing.
Get behind me and I'll peel off so someone else can try to follow for a minute.
See, he's even talking about switching up. So I'm not just the one following him the whole time. Like that makes a difference.
Ferry from second.
They're stalking him.
Unit behind me that can swap me spots. Yeah.
Swap me
spots. I'm going to make a right turn here if you want to keep on.
I'm going to pull off here. You stay following him.
See? I mean, just open about it. So what's the point in switching up? You're all doing it together. The other 2 or 3 are just a block away at this point. This is crazy, man.
Unbelievable.
Like, I don't know how these cops think they can get away with it. I mean, I guess they do every day. They get away with this because people don't record. They don't get the body cams and dash cams. They just let them do it. Then they end up getting charges and then take a plea agreement. This has got to stop, people. You got to stand up for yourself. You cannot let cops go around just doing this to people. We have done nothing. We're not suspected of any crimes. Not even suspected of an infraction. But yeah, these cops will be pulling us over here shortly. Stay tuned, people. This is real live gang stalking.
Yeah.
So this is a service cop. It's the same cops from the beginning, and then more have been jumping on. So right now there is at least 3 or 4 involved. And they're just like the next street over to the left, next street over to the right.
Where are you guys at now?
That's the canine cop from West Lafayette saying, where are you guys at now? And he just said 9th and Ferry.
So this is a video that he got all the body cams. He got all the dash cams. He got Brendan. He got all of the chatter with the cops. He got all the CAD calls or the radio calls. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. He went. This took a long time.
I mean, look at that. Just there.
Look, he's-
Like, I mean, come on.
You just slowly drive.
We're just like, oh my gosh, this is complete retaliation. And then, of course, like I said, they're going to act like in the end to their supervisors, like, we didn't know that was Chuck Bronson. We didn't know that was him. Yeah, right. Get real.
Are they still there? Because there's a car creeping in the alley behind the search center and driving extremely slow.
We thought maybe if we stopped for a minute, they would just give up.
That would be them. They took the alley.
I think we even might have killed the lights too for a second until they get back behind us. Here he comes. Two of them, those two cops.
417 north, westbound in the alley north of Perry.
Yeah, let me know if 4.4 million is enough after you watch the entire video.
$4.4 million lawsuit.
I think this cop here pretty much uses his turn signal majority of the times. He runs stop signs and stoplights and does some other stuff, but from the majority of it that I've noticed, he has used his turn signal, which per their policy they're required to. People like to think cops are allowed to be above the law and they don't have to follow the law, but read their policies. Read the oath that they take when they're hired on. It's not the case. La 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 la.
We're at Erie and Union.
They're gonna pull him over.
Turn on to Union.
And here and let me
I'm gonna
before
speed this up real quick for a minute.
he's gonna speed it up to where they stop him. But before they stop him, I wanna point something out that you're gonna see them.
So at this point, I believe
They're,
this is the
they're
same
about to
cop
pull him over.
that makes the traffic stop.
But what the point of them pulling him over though, listen to how they talk to him. They talk to you the same way they talk to everybody. Put your feet together for me. Put your hands behind your back for me, please. Do this, right? They walk him through this process as though they don't know their entire goal is to hem him up and put him in torture cuffs. That's their whole goal. To hem him up and put him in torture cuffs. That's their goal.
I think he continues to follow us the rest of the time. I don't remember if they switch up again or not.
Who you got still east on Union?
It's the West Side Canine Cop.
No, it's pulling into Von Tobel's right now.
That's Salazar that just pulled in the gas station over there. He's the one that just said we're pulling into Von Tobel's too.
Lafayette, did you patch WL through, or are we on 15?
And I think that's why he kind of stays back, just because of the protection order. But he's still involved in this 100%. I mean, he's totally violating it.
They're on channel 4 with us.
108, 457. We're behind 4 guns right now. About to go west on south again.
They're going to pretend as though he's an actual felony stop, that he's a felony stop. That's what I wasn't saying properly.
Yeah, I'm at Earl and Union.
Canine cop. He's a couple lights back.
So now they can stop
Catching
him.
up.
Now they can stop him, so they don't have to extend the stop.
Didn't tell if that plate had a placard, like it was obscuring the expiration date or anything.
There, he was asking if the plate had a placard obscuring the expiration date, just looking for any reason, even the dumbest reasons. It's crazy, man.
108, 457. We're still westbound on Columbia. I'll head back to your side of the river.
I mean, it's complete conspiracy.
Yeah.
And they're conspiring against us.
And they're going to pull their gun
Planning and plotting.
and they're going to pull their guns at them and put them at their head and put them in torture cuffs and lock them in a car
With zero probable cause. With zero, reasonable articulable suspicion. It's just ridiculous. We're getting close, people. But yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous how long this has been already. Absolutely crazy. So I think the K9 cop he's catching up, so he's not too far behind now. And then, once the K9 cop shows up, they just, you'll see. Watch him.
Copy. I'm red letter 18th and south.
Such a scam.
So now this is obviously the cops' dash cam. They're getting ready to pull us over here around the next turn or so. So right here, pay close attention. As soon as this cop comes around the corner, focus and pay attention to where we turn on our turn signal. Because this cop's going to say we didn't use our turn signal 200 feet before we turned. And so just pay attention. Right when you see that turn signal, boom, you can see where we're at. We're at the opening of these businesses.
That turn 200 feet. All right, I'll be behind you if you make this stop. Lafayette, Nichols 27, Main and Barron.
Look how they pretend like it's something serious. Like they got a criminal here.
421, 457, Main and Barron with 417 one way.
It doesn't look like anybody's in a hurry to jump out.
Hey, there's some box up there that he's putting his hands in.
He's what?
There's some box he's putting his hands in. It looks like a music box, but
Passenger's reaching for something. Same way.
Hey, show us your hands. Show us your hands right now, passenger. Show me your hands.
Hands!
Show me your hands. Show me your fucking hands right now.
Hey, somebody get up here. He's not listening, man.
The whole time they know what they're doing. They're just acting like bullies.
Show us your hands. Is there anybody in the back seat?
I don't see anyone.
Yeah, he's reaching.
There's a
Show
box
me your
down
fucking
there.
hands. Passenger, show me your hands.
He's reaching. They know who he is. They are just harassing him. They're saying he's reaching. We hear it all the time and they kill people. All that cop has to say is he's reaching. And if we didn't have the transparency levels we have and these filthy pigs didn't know it, they would set up guys and murder them left and right just by saying he's reaching.
Getting over. Unlock the car for me, Jones.
It's unlocked.
I'm gonna get K9.
All right. Yep, we're good.
Jones, unlock the car for me.
Got it. Got it. Intercom. Driver, turn off the car.
Hey, you're on the wrong radio.
Shut off the car now!
Driver, turn off the car now.
Next unit comes in the middle.
I mean, look at how they're treating him. Running red, emergency lights. They're pulling their guns out. They're screaming at the top of their lungs in a neighborhood of people. He's reaching. He's reaching. Are they setting him up to murder him?
Hey, we might need the other end blocked off as well.
They might.
Lafayette 460 with their final stop.
Now they're using the rule of law to block off the city streets when they know the whole thing is a rouse. Listen to them rushing there. That's other cops' body cameras and dash cams that Chuck already got.
Driver, roll down your window and put both hands outside the car now.
This guy's driving around like G.I. Joe loser. He doesn't need to be rushing anywhere. Nobody needs him. He's not needed at all. He doesn't need to go at all. They know it's a journalist with a camera.
Both hands outside the car.
They got their guns trained on him.
Just two.
Put down your phone. Keep both hands out. Look visible.
I got to be honest right here, y'all. I would never comply. I would not comply. I would come out double birds. I would not comply. They know who I am. They're doing this because of who I am. I would never comply. You want to murder me in the street? Do it. Do it. You make my movement go faster. I may be dead, but you know what? You murdered me on camera.
Ambassador, now roll down your window and do the same. Both hands out of the car.
Would never go through this. Would never.
Passenger, both hands out the window now!
Hey, keep your hands out the window.
Listen to the dog barking.
Is passenger out the window? No. Passenger's not complying.
He's not complying.
Passenger, both hands!
You guys do not comply. We'll send the canine.
All right, he's got hands out.
All right. Order the driver out, Jones.
Driver, now with both hands outside the car,
Passengers or drivers listening, passengers not.
open the door from the outside of the car.
Passenger, do not move.
Open the door from outside the car. Outside of the car. There you go. Step out and raise both hands up over your head.
I would not.
Take it off with your
Take it off with your left hand. Keeping both hands up, exit the vehicle facing away from us.
I would not do any of these things.
Hands over your head.
He's got something on his right.
Face away from us.
Passenger, hands out the window!
Hey, face away from us now.
I mean, they're just being bullies. They already knew who these guys were.
Driver, turn your left! Driver, turn your left now!
Sir, if you guys don't comply, we'll send the canine. We don't want to have to do that.
Yes, they do want to send the canine. That's the reason why they waited so long. They planned the pullover to be right there so that the canine cop could be there. So they do want to release the canine. That's why they have the dog there. They set up so the dog would be there. What do you mean you don't want to release the dog? Then why bring it? That was the whole point, wasn't it? Isn't that why we waited this long? We saw the cat and mouse game for 20 minutes. Isn't that why you violated his rights? You could send the dog in to really leave a mark on the man somewhere? Isn't that why you did it?
Passenger, keep your hands out the window. You guys want to do it at this point? They're not compliant.
Keep giving them commands.
I'm just stopping them.
Driver, turn to your left. Face away from us. Thank
He
you.
had his hands down in front of him.
Now take a couple steps backwards. Keep your hands above your head.
Have them show us the waistband.
Case.
Grab the back of your sweatshirt. Pull it up so we can see your waistband. There you go. No.
No.
Show us your entire waistband. Spin in a circle.
Don't reach too fast.
Keep spinning. Keep spinning.
We're
Stop.
scared. We're scared.
Keep hands up over your head. Over your head. Hands over your head.
Left foot.
There you go.
Put your
Now walk backwards. Back.
Never.
Stop.
Coming over.
Jones, I'll
Never.
take it.
Never.
Go ahead.
Driver, step back.
No.
Back.
Hands over your head.
No.
Back. Stop. Get on your knees.
Get on your knees.
On your knees with your hands up.
Vehicle up ahead. You
Stop.
This is where the pig was wanting to be the whole time. You ready? Listen up. Here was his whole goal of this entire stop. This moment right here.
Get on your knees.
There it was.
hands over your head.
Back. Stop. Get on your knees.
Get on your knees.
On your knees with your hands up.
On your
Vehicle up
knees.
ahead. You guys need to get out of the way.
Cross your ankles.
Cross your ankles. Do seal tricks. He said he has bad knees. He's doing it. There's no way. No way. Put a 1 in the chat if you do not do seal tricks. Put a 1 in the chat if you do not do stupid human tricks. I do not do stupid human tricks. This is not Simon Says. I will not be doing what you tell me. You want to get me? Come and get me. Here you go. There you go, cops. Take my wrists. There you go. I've evolved. F you and F your policies. F your procedures and F your officer safety. F you and your whole despicable Death Star crap organization. Screw all of you.
All right. Don't move.
We're good up here, fellas. Look for a cross street up ahead. Go
Because it has to, just relax.
Block off or something, but we're good right
Stay
here.
calm.
Yeah, just
done here.
421, I'm going to move over to the other side.
Look at this bullying. They already knew what they were doing.
Good. Let me know if you need to make more commands.
To the other side.
You're good. Let me know if you need to make more commands.
Let me know if you need to make more commands.
Yes, you can. Uncross, stand up. Okay. All easy. Are you good? Yeah. Come back with me. Your phone's right there. Why can't I have my phone? We'll get it to you. That's the microphone. Yeah, just come back. We're going.
Passenger with the free hand, open the car door from the outside.
But I need my phone to call.
If you did something stupid, Crawford, you just dip right.
Open the car door from the
Open the
outside.
door, keep your hands out.
We're scared.
You don't have anything on you, do you?
Open the door, open it more.
Weapons, anything?
Out
What's this
slowly.
on your hip right here?
Step out of the vehicle, face away from
Step back
us.
this way.
We're afraid.
The flashlight?
Yes.
Wallet. What's this in your
Face
pocket?
away. Step
Keep your hands
backwards.
above your head.
Step back, step back.
Okay, yes or no?
Stop. With your left hand, pull your shirt up and spin around so we can see your waistband.
We'll get let's have C4 for right now.
Oh my God. I could not. I will not. I'm not. No.
Walk backwards. Keep
No.
walking. Keep walking.
No.
Keep walking. Stop. Walk
Just go and
left.
just lean in there, however. You don't have to step
Left.
right.
Left. Keep walking left.
Yep.
Stop.
Okay. Now walk back.
Sorry.
Walk backwards. Back.
Listen. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm putting my hands on top of my head and I'm walking in here. Not playing your freaking stupid human games. You're not, Simon Says, you're not God. You're not the boss of me. My hands are on top of my head, bro. I'm going to walk in here. You can do whatever you think you need to do to me. I'm not playing your games. I'm sitting here watching this. I'm thinking to myself, in that situation, what exactly would I do? They got their guns on me. They're acting like a bunch of animals. Show me your hands. Reach your hand on the open it with the outside. Use your hand on the outside of the car. Don't reach in the car and open the car door. We're scared. We're scared, Chille. Don't open the car door from the inside. Walk backwards. Walk backwards. Get on your knees. Cross your feet. No. 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 No, I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't. Yo, Chuck Bronson. Chuck Bronson. Okay, Chuck, I got you. Let's watch a little bit more of this. Stay tuned. I'm going to bring Chuck Bronson onto the live stream.
Walk backwards, keeping your hands above your head. Back, 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 back. Stop.
Bring them all the way back. Keep stepping back.
Keep going back. All right. Keep walking backwards.
Keep walking backwards.
Back.
Keep walking backwards.
For sure.
Keep walking backwards.
Still harassing me.
You want to send him through the car first and we'll go, or do you want me to go out? Okay, for sure.
All right, never.
Passenger, stick your hands out the window. Passenger, we see you. Stick your hands out the window right now.
What did I do?
I have no idea, man. Just hang out for me. We'll get it figured out.
Can you get 12 here?
We're gonna.
Can you
There's
get the
already, we're gonna
lieutenant
go
here?
right here. There's already a supervisor here. You can talk to him here in a little bit.
We'll go past.
It's me. I'll be with you shortly.
Yeah, sir. Do you have anything on you, sir? Any weapons, anything like that? Any know about physical inspection?
Listen to how they're talking to these guys. Like they're bullying them. They know they're he knows he's a journalist.
Yep. You're not strapped or anything, are you? Just go and just relax for me, okay? I don't know what's going on as much as you do, so we'll figure it out here. Okay. What's in your pocket right here is a lighter and stuff. Do you mind if I go in there? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. You want to have a seat for me real quick? Hey, Prosper. Doesn't matter how you get in there. As long as you're in there. Lay back, whatever. Okay, hang out for me. Yeah.
Now listen to these cops talk. This is some of the most disgusting stuff you're going to hear. These cops are pigs. This has got to stop, and it will stop over time.
So he was reaching into the case in front of his feet. There's a case. It's a black box. It's about the size of a gun case. He has a stupid giant flashlight in it. But he has a stupid giant flashlight in it.
And then they turn off their audio so we don't get to hear them conspiring.
So at this point, they all.
I mean, look at this guy dressed up like G.I. Joe loser. This guy literally doesn't do a damn thing, sits around all day, every day, gets up, puts on his shoes, puts on his pants, his belt, doesn't have any self-discipline at all, puts on all of his G.I. Joe loser gear, puts on his mask, and then walks around all day, is a tyrant all day, collects money, says he serves his country, says he's in service, he's a first responder. Then he goes home to his family, doesn't do a damn thing, sits around, drinks beer, watches TV, wakes up the next morning, puts on his tyrant suit, and repeat. They turn off their. So
at this point, they all mute their body cams, and they start conspiring. And when we got pulled over, I got this big 100,000 lumen flashlight in the car, and I was trying to pull it out. And yeah.
Look at the cops. Look how they're all dressed up. Look how they're dressed. I mean, for the love of God, look how they're dressed.
That's Salazar on the right with the face mask. West Side Canine cop.
Look at how that cop, like this cop, this great big fat cop, he just reminds me of this dude who always wanted to be a soldier. He always wanted to play dress up. He always wanted to be military Bob. Look at him. What a moron. None of that equipment is needed. None of it. Not any of it is needed. Nothing.
They're reeling up
Look at this guy.
his thing. I mean, this whole thing is, you know, they planned this out.
Hey man, I'm Officer Service, Lafayette Police. So the reason we did the high risk stop is because we went up there.
The reason they did the high risk stop is because they're bullies and they wanted to bully you.
When you guys weren't rolling down the windows or anything, I saw your passenger there reaching down, and I
You're reaching. So that gives us a reason we can kill you.
couldn't see his hands. So anyway, that's why we did that.
Anyway, that's why we did that. No, you did that so you guys could dress up like G.I. Joe loser and act like you're doing some military operations on people who are driving through town. They're driving through town.
What's your name, man?
Can I get my lawyer on the phone?
I just need your name.
I just want to get my lawyer on.
Okay, well, you have to ID in Indiana for a traffic infraction, okay? So
What's the
your name?
infraction?
You didn't signal within 200 feet.
That's a line of crap.
Like I said, you know, we made sure. So look right here, it'd be the left. Boom, right there starts flashing. We're
now
right
watch
in front of
this
that opening. We have GPS coordinates. I went back and measured. Video recorded that. Of course, the
No, they didn't signal that turn 200 feet.
All right, I'll be behind you if you make this stuff.
they
Okay, Nickel 27, main and parent.
this dash cam has actual coordinates on it too, if you pay attention to it.
Now look at the
Show it
level.
here. It's showing, you know, 200
Look,
feet
Look,
from the entrance.
he measures
car
it.
Entrance
GPS is
of
it.
that parking lot, and if you watch in the video, it's very comparable, you know, and where it actually went on, where we actually used the turn signal was 230 feet, and that's being kind, you know. It was probably more like 250. But like I said previously, the law at the time was you have to use your turn signal 200 feet before you.
You can even hear it.
That's us. Over. Before you, you know, turn or change lanes, and after this, they took that away, and there is no distance now. So after this,
So I'm dying to bring on Chuck. Let me bring on Chuck Brunson. Chuck, are you there? Let me unmute your mic here. Can I hear you? Unmute your mic, Chuck.
What's up?
What's up, Playboy? Man, thanks for taking the StreamYard and jumping on with us for a while. There's hundreds of people are listening and want to know, like, dude. So, you know, if you want to see the rest of the video, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. You guys go to his channel and watch it. That helps him anyway, gets more views on his channel. But so what happened, Chuck, after that?
After that, they basically let us out of the car, don't give us no tickets, and say, see you later. They hand us our phones back that they stopped the recording on, both of them.
They turned off the recordings. How are the torture cuffs? How are the torture cuffs?
Always wonderful, of course.
Were they on super tight or extra tight? Were they on massive?
How tight were they? Tight as they could get them.
Right. And that was the whole point. You know, from my perspective, Chuck, the whole point of pulling you over was to point their guns at you and then put you in the torture cuffs. And, you know, what's the name of the county that's in?
That's Tippecanoe County. The department is Lafayette Police Department. It's in Lafayette, Indiana.
It's in Lafayette, Indiana. Who's the
765-807-1200. It is your right to redress your grievances. Feel free. I got that shit memorized.
Someone will put the number in the chat. So, you know, just so you know, Chuck, I'm a constitutional law scholar, and what they did right there is an absolute constitutional rights violation. They even went outside their qualified immunity to conspire together, which is literally section 241 and 242 of US Code 18. It's a criminal act, what they did. And so what I wonder is, who is the district attorney of Lafayette, Indiana? And has the district attorney been approached about charging these cops with criminal charges?
I doubt it. You know, we tried to file complaints and they never respond. They just take it and toss it in the trash. They always cover up everything. I've exposed this department for a lot, and every complaint that's ever been filed just goes straight to the trash can.
Well, but the thing is this is on camera, them conspiring against you. At Tippecanoe County prosecutor, I got their phone number, but
they covered the whole thing up in the police report that they wrote, you know, and act like, oh, this whole thing had to have been planned. He had to know where we were at. They planned this whole thing and set us up.
I'm not sure what that means exactly. They planned.
No, they what they do is how they respond to, you know, when they screw up. You know, they try to put it. That's the prosecutor right there. He's the head prosecutor.
This guy is, because, you know, we have a right to redress our government. So I'm going to put that in the chat there. People have every right to ask this prosecutor. You can tell them you saw a channel where there's a guy who all he does is study constitutional law.
He already knows. He knows exactly who I am.
This is a violation of our rights, of all of our rights. What they conspired together. This is exactly why U.S. Code 18, Section 241, 242 was created.
After this stop, they issued a warrant for me. It's coming in the next video.
They issued a warrant for your arrest?
Yeah, because of this.
Because of what?
Because of what you just watched. You have to wait and see. I can't say anymore. Sorry.
Is there still a warrant for your arrest in Indiana?
No. I mean, there might be, but not from this, as far as I know.
Oh, I have a warrant still in Ohio for peacefully protesting and the guilty judge trying to.
I didn't know where this warrant came from. I didn't even know anything about it. So when it happened, so, you know.
Have you talked to Patrick Harrington?
I don't talk to them people.
I mean, isn't Patrick Harrington elected?
Yes.
Tippecanoe, Indiana. Where do you? That's interesting. I find
Lafayette, Indiana.
Is that the airport there?
No.
What's the airport there?
There is not one.
How do you get to Tippecanoe?
You drive.
No, how do you fly in? If you're, I'm from
drive or boat. You don't. Indianapolis, Indiana.
You fly into Indianapolis?
Yeah. Or you can fly into Purdue University Airport, but typically no. Or you'll fly into Chicago O'Hare or Chicago Midway.
Tippecanoe, Indiana. Because, you know, a lot of these places, Chuck, I guess it's Lafayette, right?
Correct. Is the city.
It's Lafayette, Indiana.
And Lafayette Police Department.
And that's the police department that harassed you?
Yep.
I'm just seeing how, because, you know, I like to drive. So
I have thousands of videos of them doing the same thing to other people. We already have video set aside, you know, to give to their side as the discovery, just to show a pattern of practices.
Yeah. Wow.
All of it. I mean, every step, every right violation they made, we can show a pattern of practices. We can also show each item is against their policy.
You know, I would encourage everybody to reach out to Patrick Harrington and ask him why criminal charges aren't brought up when we can see a conspiracy happening to you. It's a literal conspiracy. This is, you know, and just so you guys know, this is going to stem. What I'm talking about here is specific when I go back into the legal history of understanding what a U.S. Code 18, Section 241, 242 is. Where does this come from? This is all going to come from the 1866 Civil Rights Act after the 13th Amendment was passed, which abolished slavery. So we had a big Ku Klux Klan problem in the United States of America, obviously, the year 1865 and 1866 that slavery was abolished. So at that time, the Justice Department was established. The Justice Department that you hear about now is ran under the executive branch, which is the president's. So the presidency runs the Justice Department, and they created specifically deprivation of rights U.S. codes within that, because they knew that if they didn't create specific codes that would address deprivation of rights under the color of law or conspiracy of law to deprive you of your constitutional rights. That's what I'm talking about when I say U.S. Code 18, Section 241 and 242. These are criminal codes. When I sue cops, like Chuck Bronson is suing these cops, he's suing them under U.S. Code 42, which is a civil code. However, Stephen Harrington over there in Lafayette District Attorney's Office in Indiana, he would be prosecuting them under U.S. Code 18 because they are depriving him of rights. They wrongfully detained him. They wrongfully seized him. They violated his First Amendment right to press, tried to chill his press. They violated his Fourth Amendment right to illegal searches and seizures. They violated his 14th Amendment right to equal protection under the law. So, I mean, Chuck Bronson has a real constitutional rights lawsuit that he's filed against these nasty pigs. And Stephen Harrington should be filing charges. Patrick Harrington.
Yep.
So,
unfortunately, most state prosecutors are not going to, go after anybody for a federal crime. Not going to happen.
So now where are you at? What happened? So you didn't get arrested that night. They just cuffed you up, put the guns to your head, treated you like you were an absolute.
Within a week, I had a warrant for my arrest.
Wow. 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 And how'd you know you had a warrant for your arrest?
You have to stay tuned. I guess I got pulled over.
You got pulled over.
Yep. Got pulled over again.
And then did you get put in torture cuffs again?
You're gonna have to wait and see.
All right. All right. So then everybody, that will be Chuck Bronson's channel. Let me drop the link down in the chat again. I put it in there. DLZ Clips, put it in there again. Chuck, anything else you want to add? Do you have a GoFundMe or anything like that you started for your legal costs?
No, just nothing.
Well, if you put together a GoFundMe and send me the link, I'll do a fundraiser for you one day.
Okay. Sounds good.
Try to help any way that I possibly can. You know. Okay, I'll let you go, buddy. Thanks for your time.
Yep, later.
Later, Chuck. All right, so we're going to let him go. Boom. Kick. Oh, no. I guess you're not supposed to kick. So let me just show you something I looked up on ChatGPT so that you guys can see what I was looking at just real fast. So I'm conflating things a little bit. There seems to be a misunderstanding of your question. U.S. Code 18 and the Civil Rights Act of 1806 are two separate legal entities. They are separate legal entities, but they kind of work together. And the United States Code 18, this is a federal crime code that deals with various criminal offenses and procedures at the federal level. It covers a wide range of crimes, including but not limited to fraud, theft, assault, kidnapping, and other criminal acts, is part of the codification of all general and permanent federal laws of the United States. The 1860 Civil Rights Act is a federal civil rights act statute that was enacted on April 9th, 1866. It's one of the early civil rights laws in the United States and was designed to protect the civil rights of African Americans, particularly those who were formerly enslaved. The act granted all citizens the same right to enjoy by white citizens, including the right to make and enforce contracts, purchase and sell and lease property, and pursue remedies for violations of these rights. The Civil Rights Act of 1866 was later supplemented and expanded by other civil rights legislation, such as the 1964 Civil Rights Act, with provided broader protection against discrimination on the basis of color of skin. In summary, U.S. Code 18 is a criminal code that addresses, which is what I was saying. I was just conflating a couple of things, so I just wanted to be 100% clear with what I was talking about. I want to be right more than I want to be first, or than I want to be boisterous, or, I want to be correct. I don't want to be incorrect in data. It's like there's right answers and there's wrong answers. The weird thing about our law, jurisprudence, and stare decisis is that you can have the same case and multiple outcomes in multiple case law. You could apply to that case. All right. Welcome to Delete Laws, everybody. Do me a favor. Put OTVO in the chat. Welcome to Delete Laws. Put OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put that in the chat. Put it in the chat, OTVO. Let's watch a video. So I want to show a couple minutes of this guy's video because we're not going to watch this whole thing. I'm just going to scan through Big Joel's video, but he does a breakdown of the Justice Department's report on the Minneapolis Police Department, and the Justice Department pretty much calls the Minneapolis Police Department a criminal organization. So this guy's named Big Joel. He's got 641,000 subscribers. I looked at his content. He typically doesn't talk about police stuff. That's not what he does. But I'll let him take it away from here and let you tell you what he did. But his research is really cool, and we're not going to watch the entire 31 minutes. We're just going to skim through part of this. But I want to show you. I'm going to drop his link down in the chat. Tell him Delete Laws sent you. As you guys know, I always like and comment on everybody's thing.
What you're about to see is not a hot take. I don't have any fancy opinions or original thoughts. I just want... Hey everybody, so today's video is going to be quite unlike anything I've ever made. Recently, in response to the killing of George Floyd, the Department of Justice investigated the Minneapolis Police Department and released an 89-page report on their findings. They went through hours of body cam footage, looked through police reports, conducted interviews, went on ride-alongs, reviewed complaints, and did statistical analysis on the MPD's actions between 2016 and 2022. The report is one of the most galling, horrifying things I have ever read. What you're about to see is not a hot take. I don't have any fancy opinions or original thoughts. I just want this information to be widely known, so I'm going to summarize it for you in some detail. One note before we get into it, Minneapolis is a fairly small city. It has a little more than 400,000 people, and its police force has 571 officers. I begin with this bit of information because I believe it is vitally important. As we're about to see, the MPD has engaged in a pattern of reckless and criminal behavior. I will be talking about statistics in this video, but I will also talk about many specific instances of that behavior, and when I do, I want you to remember that this system is not big. It does not have thousands of people. It is about the size of an average public school. Every repulsive thing that I'm going to describe was done by one of 571 people. And with that, let's get into it. Part 1. Excessive force. The DOJ found that the Minneapolis Police Department had a pattern of using unlawfully excessive force. In 75% of cases where force was used by an officer, the victim did not have a weapon and was not violent. That in many cases, officers used force when it was absolutely uncalled for. An MPD officer responded to a call that an unarmed black man was trying to light fires in a parking garage. Presumably, he was doing this because he was cold, but the report doesn't say. The officer was familiar with this man who had been doing this for the last few days, and he seemed annoyed that he was being called to deal with this same guy again. By the time the officer reached the man, he was standing across the street from the garage. I quote here, the officer shook his pepper spray canister as he approached the man, saying, "Hands where I can see them, sit on the ground, I'm gonna mace ya." The pepper spray here was not necessary to defend against this homeless man. There is no sense of threat here. The situation was entirely under control. Rather, the spray was quite obviously used as an extra-legal punishment. You made me come out here. You broke the same law multiple times. Now you get your punishment. I begin with this story of a cop using obviously criminally excessive force against a nonviolent perpetrator of a minor offense because it seems to me emblematic of the culture of the MPD. It is a culture that seems to revolve around a sadistic and deranged power fantasy, the belief that those people enacting or suspected of enacting crimes are subhuman and that any reaction to them, no matter how violent, is justified. We see the MPD enacting these kinds of illegal punishments over and over again in the DOJ report. A white man was experiencing a mental health crisis, and the officers handcuffed him to a stretcher. While there, the man spat at the officer, and the cop slapped and punched him in the face. After the man was in the hospital, the officer's body cam recorded him saying, "I'm really proud of myself. I only hit him twice." That is to say, my entirely unnecessary use of force against a restrained man who posed no threat was a good day for me. I'm really impressed with myself for my own incredible restraint. Some MPD officers responded to a fight in progress and confronted a man sitting on a bench. The guy's nose was bleeding and one officer tried to examine it, but the guy said, "Don't touch me." That was his right. He wasn't posing a threat to the cop, and their prying at his nose wasn't necessary for any reason. But to the officers, this wasn't acceptable. One grabbed him by the wrist and pinned his face to the bench. The other pulled his ear and pushed him down. After they handcuffed him, the man asked, "Why are you doing this to me?" And the cop responded, "We didn't want it to go this way. We wanted to go a different way, but you didn't want to cooperate."
It's ridiculous. They just hurt people because they can, and we're not allowed to fight back.
Of all the examples of the MPD acting like deranged freaks, one jumps out to me more than most. A woman jaywalked and a cop exited his car and followed her. Here, I'll just quote from the document. The officer grabbed her arms from behind and stated, "Stop, you're under arrest." She turned toward him and said, "Huh?" The officer replied, "You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes," as he pulled her arms behind her back. She said, "What do you mean?" while turning toward him. The officer then yelled, "Stop," and threw her down, slamming her face into the curb. The officer would go on to lie about this event, claiming that the woman was speeding up, evading arrest, even as the body cam footage showed no such thing. Think for a second about what the cop said here. Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. It's as though he believes he's in a movie, dishing out tough but necessary street justice, telling people his little one-liners.
Right. Exactly correct. Like he's there and he's making everything go okay. I'm going to jump around through this because this is 31 minutes. But in the end of this, he actually says, share this, stream this, put this anywhere you want, get the information out there. So I'm just going to go through a few parts of this and then I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Tends to make speech way with some sneakers. Part 2, freedom of speech. As you might imagine, the behavior of the Minneapolis police tends to make people pretty mad. Especially in the wake of George Floyd, folks like to protest the MPD. Journalists cover them a lot. People say mean things to police officers. I know what you're thinking. Sure, these police officers seem kind of iffy, but they would never go against the First Amendment. Surely this section will be about the one really dope thing about the police. No, unfortunately not. In the shock of a century, the MPD is not good about honoring people's freedom of speech. I don't know why I wrote this extremely dumb joke lead-in paragraph for this section. I think it's just because the Minneapolis police are almost comically pathetic about this issue. They show time and time again an outright derision for basic freedom and a willingness to bully people who act against their wishes. The MPD has a pattern of inflicting violence on peaceful protesters with no discernible justification. In one case, officers told a protester to move back, which she did. Then one of them started pushing her, and when she said, "Don't fucking push me, asshole," he pushed her harder, knocking her onto the pavement and causing traumatic brain injury. The police like to do this shoving thing. There are 2 other cases of it at this same protest. In one, officers ran behind a protester and forcefully shoved him in the back. In the other, they shoved a guy who was recording the police. The MPD isn't always so confrontational, though. They also have various generally non-lethal projectiles at their disposal, and they regularly use them against peaceful protesters. For example, one officer shot rubber bullets at a distant crowd. Visibility was low, and he had no clear target. He was just kind of shooting and letting fate decide. Nearby, a journalist was hit by a rubber bullet and lost her eye.
I mean, come on. Come on. Minneapolis is where, we talked about this last week a little bit. Minneapolis is where the whole term defund begins, because when the defund began, it was about they could not control the Minneapolis police department and they just had enough. They were just done with it. They just didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I think this jumps to part 4 here.
Accountability, as much as humanly possible. Part 4. Accountability. While I think it's important to end this video with a discussion of accountability, it's a difficult section to write, and that's for the simple reason that the list of things the Minneapolis police did wrong and the list of times they failed to account for those things is essentially an identical list. While there are extremely rare exceptions, a general rule underpinning the MPD is that it does not do anything about how much it sucks. Take the MPD officer who threw a jaywalking woman to the ground as he said, "Play stupid games, get stupid prizes." Instead of dealing with this naked use of excessive and cruel force, the MPD lied about it, claimed the woman was resisting the officer and speeding up, even though none of this is caught on body cam footage. The woman's complaint was dismissed, and the officer was recommended for non-disciplinary coaching. Take the officer who pushed a peaceful protester to the ground, causing traumatic brain injury. He claims that he gave her a slight push, that she was advancing toward the cops, and that she refused to comply with their orders. These claims were corroborated by other police officers, and the supervisor who reviewed the incident said this account matched the body cam footage, even as it did nothing of the sort. That officer is still on the force. Take the MPD officer who responded to a woman's complaint of some threatening signs by saying that Black Lives Matter was a terrorist organization and that they'd wipe her and all BLM supporters off the face of the earth. That woman filed a complaint, but it went nowhere, just like the other 9 complaints that officer received. That cop still works for the MPD. Take a police officer who responded to a home security system false alarm. He scaled a 6-foot fence, went into the backyard, and shot 2 dogs. In the body cam footage, these dogs were doing nothing wrong. One walked toward the officer wagging his tail, and the other approached in a non-threatening manner. But the officer lied, and the supervisor who invested the incident lied for him, claiming that the dogs were growling and running toward the officers threateningly. In the end, the city paid $150,000 to settle the ensuing lawsuit, but the cop who shot 2 dogs for no reason went on to non-disciplinary training. The dogs lived, by the way. They're living dogs. Consider the case of a police officer who, in 2014, punched a man in the face multiple times with a closed fist, even as he was handcuffed behind his back. There was no investigation of this behavior. No one even looked at the surveillance footage of the incident, and the cop went on to use unreasonable force many times during his career. In one case, that same officer kicked a man in the face after he was on his hands and knees, causing a traumatic brain injury. Only after this case, after 68 uses of force and 8 separate investigations spanning multiple years, was this cop finally convicted of assault. A different cop, an unrelated cop, had a career where he choked an 18-year-old developmentally disabled student, punched a woman in the face, knocking her unconscious, and beat a man unconscious outside a bar. While the city paid out multiple settlements related to these actions, the cop remained on the force for 12 years. They paid him to do this shit. I could keep going and going and going and going here. I promise there is no end to the cases where cops did horrible things with no repercussions. But here, let's move on to the bigger picture. Because of all the problems with the MPD, its bureaucracy is one of the most troubling. Every level of the system works to protect the police, just as the police protect each other. Let me quote here my favorite bit of writing from this entire DOJ report. Instead of a clear, straightforward accountability system, MPD's system is an opaque maze with multiple dead ends where meritorious complaints are dismissed without investigation and often for no discernible reason. Significant allegations and complaints are mischaracterized or ignored. Officers who commit serious misconduct are diverted to coaching or retraining, and sometimes the coaching or retraining never happens. If MPD does investigate a complaint, obvious misconduct is often overlooked or excused. By the end, the investigation has often taken so long that the complaint becomes stale, leaving problematic officers to continue committing misconduct for years. There is no accountability. There is no justice. The MPD's most primary weapon is systemic failure. I'll end this video on one note. In all its cases of brutality and excessive force, there was only one time in the last 6 years where officers were ever investigated for not holding one another accountable, for not stopping the use of unreasonable force. And that is the case of the officers who failed to intervene when Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd. The MPD is a criminal organization, and the only way they can be brought to justice is if we bring them to justice. So that's the end of the video. I hope you.
So he says right there, share the video far and wide, disseminate the information, break it up for your podcast, do what you want to do with it, but just get the information out there. So I watched his whole thing, and you guys got to watch like 10 minutes of it. But yo, what's going on? What is going on? Still 300 people in here watching videos together. What's going on with the Playboy? Welcome to Delete Laws, everybody. Do me a favor, put OTVO in the chat. OTVO, just put it in the chat real quick for me. OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Pop it in the chat for me just real quick, just real fast in the comment. Just put it OTVO. It'll take you 1 second. Let's check out this video. This is all right, let's check it out. Let's watch this together. Oh, this was here it is.
Hey, knock it off. On July 15th, 2022, officers responded to a 911 call about a domestic disturbance from a neighbor. They advised that a female was yelling and physically attacking a male.
How's it going, man? Good. Hey, were you just walking with the girl? Huh? Were you walking with the girl down Page Street or nothing like that? Okay, we got to call this a guy possibly getting.
Don't answer questions. Don't engage with the cop.
Smacked around by a girl in a pink shirt. So we're just checking there. You're good?
Someone down there.
You saw somebody down there?
Pink shirt.
What's all the scratches on your neck, man?
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an ID on you, bro? You don't? What's your name, man?
I don't need to tell you.
Yeah. Look, bro. I mean, it doesn't need to be complicated, man. Okay?
I didn't break no laws.
I know, but I have a lawful reason to stop you.
No,
okay?
what?
Because we got dispatched. You matched the description of the guy that was getting beat up by a girl. Okay? You have injuries on your neck. All right?
It don't matter.
It does matter.
Okay.
You don't have an ID on you, man?
No, I don't.
You don't? What's your name?
I don't feel like I don't need to tell you that.
Okay, you feel like that, but
I haven't broken no laws.
I understand. Listen to me.
I haven't committed a crime. I don't need to provide you with identification.
Okay, but listen to me. I'm telling you. Okay, just listen. I have a lawful reason to stop out and talk to you. Okay, so you have a lawful reason to identify yourself to me. If you don't want to identify yourself to me, I'll take you to jail for concealing your identity. It's that simple. It's literally that simple.
It is not that simple. That is not true. Everything that cop said right there was a lie. Let's go back and listen to what he said again.
I don't feel like I don't need to tell you that.
Okay, you feel like that, but
I haven't broken no laws.
I understand. Listen to me.
I haven't committed a crime. I don't need to provide you with identification.
Okay, but listen to me. I'm telling you. Okay, just listen. I have a lawful reason to stop out and talk to you. Okay.
What's the lawful reason? What's your reasonable articulable suspicion or your single articulable fact that I am committing a crime, about to commit a crime, or have committed a crime?
Okay. So you have a lawful reason to identify yourself to me.
That's not true. That's a lie. The cop's lying.
If you don't want to identify yourself to me, I'll take you to jail for concealing your identity.
What ordinance is that? What statute is that? I've never heard of that before. What?
It's that simple.
It's not that simple. This kid does not know his rights.
Literally that simple.
It's not that simple.
Bro, what's gonna happen if I tell you my name? You gonna leave me alone? Can I walk away?
We'll go from there. Okay. But if you don't tell me your name, you're gonna go straight to jail. I understand that. Okay. You gotta understand that. I have a job to do. Okay.
Your job does not include violating my right to travel down the road without being molested by you. I don't care who called. There's a domestic disturbance somewhere. I guarantee there's a domestic disturbance somewhere right now. That somewhere within this block or two, there's a domestic disturbance. That doesn't mean it's me.
You have scratches on your neck, okay, which are signs of some kind of battery, all right, which are probably from your girlfriend, right?
If I don't want to press charges, we're fine, right?
It's probably from your girlfriend, right?
No matter.
Okay, so if it's from your girlfriend, that means it's a domestic violence, okay? So which means I have to investigate it, and I'm authorized to take some kind of action on it. Okay?
No. Everything the cop is saying right now is an absolute and total lie. In the 1981 case of Warren versus District of Columbia, 3 college girls were raped. They were kidnapped and raped for 12 hours straight, seriously, by meth heads. They called the police and said that so let me back up. In Warren versus District of Columbia, 1981, 2 college co-eds come home from school. They're in their dorm or their apartment, and they hear their roommate being raped by 2 guys. They can hear it upstairs, downstairs, wherever they were. And so they're like, oh my God. So they call the cops and they say, hey, our roommate is actively being raped. So the cops say, we'll send someone right over there. And so they go, okay. They hang up the phone, whatever. I think they hang up the phone. And then they alert the rapists. And the girl being raped, they think if they alert them that the cops are on their way, that the rapists will stop. They don't. The rapists then go grab the other 2 girls who give away their physical location by alerting them that they're there. And they grab all 3 of the girls, take the 2 sickos, take them back to their apartment and rape them all day. But before they left, while they were in the apartment, I believe, the cops came to the apartment and knocked on the door. But because they didn't hear anything on the inside, they didn't go in. They didn't investigate any further. Warren sued for her constitutional rights not being protected or upheld by the people we pay to protect and serve and uphold our constitutional rights. They lost. Warren lost the case. The women who were raped, it was upheld by the Supreme Court that the cops have no obligation to protect you. So the cop is sitting here right now absolutely lying. There's not a speck of truth to anything he said so far.
If you don't want to do anything about it, we can let the courts and all that know. Okay? I understand that. I'm obligated by state law. I'm obligated by state law to do something about this.
He's already said too much. He should have slipped the trifold out of the back of his pocket and say, I invoke my 5th Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay? That's what I'm telling you. All right? I've laid it all out on the line for you, man. Okay? I get that. I get that. Okay? But I don't know that for a fact yet. All right? So, are you going to give me your name or not?
No.
Okay, I'm going to.
No, you do not give him your name.
Tell you. Last time.
No, I'll tell you for the last time, little pig, let me come in, not by the hair of my chinny chin. Get the flock out of here. Go have a ham sandwich. You're harassing me.
Okay. I have a lawful reason to stop you and identify you.
No, you don't. There's no reason. Okay, so what do you say if he says, hey, I got a call for service? This cop is saying, I have a lawful reason to stop you. I got a call. So then do you have to show him your ID or tell him your name? The answer is no. It doesn't matter what call for service he got. Here's what you can say if you choose to interact at all. You can say, officer, you got a call? Okay. What's your reasonable articulable suspicion? Oh, you have scratches on your neck. That's not suspicion of a crime that I've committed. You have no singular articulable fact that I've committed any crime. Is there any probable cause here? No. Am I being detained or am I free to go? You're being detained is what the cop is saying. Okay, fine. Under what statute or ordinance am I being detained? He's saying I have a lawful reason to stop you. Okay, the lawful reason to stop me, to detain me, is a reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime that I have committed, I am about to commit, or I just committed. He doesn't know his rights. This kid doesn't know his rights. It's super frustrating to watch this because he should say right here, am I being detained or am I free to go? You have to be automatic with the words with cops because they're looking to be automatic with you. And you got to know it. They're trying to get you.
Okay. If you don't want to identify yourself, we can just take you straight to jail for concealing your identity.
That is not true. What statute or ordinance is it that says you can take me straight to jail for not telling you my name? That's a lie. What is the statute or ordinance or crime you are charging me with? You lying little pig.
Why if I committed no
it's that
crimes? You guys are dicks, honestly. Nigga, like
no, So he says, you guys are dicks, Enna, Nigga. But what he should be saying right here is, am I being detained or am I free to go?
For concealing your identity.
Why, if I committed no
It's that.
crimes? You guys are dicks, honestly. Nigga, like,
No, we're actually
I know.
investigating.
I see what you guys are doing. Like, I know you guys doing your job, obviously.
Okay. So why are you?
Then don't make excuses for them. Don't make an excuse for the pigs who are harassing you. Do not sit there and make excuses for them as they harass you. Don't do it. Tell them, you are harassing me. You will leave me the F alone. Am I being detained or am I free to go? This is why you have to have my trifold in your pocket. It's why I give so many thousands of them away.
Keeping me from doing my job.
It's not my life's mission to help you do your job. I don't give a rat's ass what your job is. It does not say life, liberty, in the pursuit of helping you do your job. It says life, liberty, in the pursuit to my happiness. You jackboot thug pig lying to me that you can arrest me for me not giving you my name. You are a liar, saying you're going to take me to a dungeon and lock me up. You lying pig.
I'm not keeping you from doing your job. You could go talk to the person down there, like I said.
You haven't said anything.
Why are you trying to me?
Because I have the lawful reason to identify you. That's why.
He does not have a lawful reason to identify you. Ask him, what is the code or statute you're charging me with? You guys saw me do this in Apple Valley, California. The cop said, I have a reason to stop you. And I said, no, you don't. He charged me with 123.123 of California code that says I can't be on the phone and drive. Well, we proved that wrong. I just got the refund in the mail for paying the ticket and fighting it with a declaratory statement that said that Spriggs versus the people versus Spriggs, I believe it was, I can't get the year, 2000. The point is when the cop came up to me in Apple Valley and said, you are being detained, I said, I'm not going to give you my ID. He said, if you don't give me your ID, I'm going to arrest you. I said, what ordinance or statute are you charging me with? He said, 123.123. I looked up 123.123. He was charging me incorrectly with holding a phone and using it when I drive. But at that point, because he had an ordinance or statute he was charging me with, I then have to identify. Do you see how important it is? Do you see how important the words are that you use?
Because you were involved in the incident that you are now talking about.
I didn't say nothing.
You did. You just said to go down there and talk to the person that did do it.
I didn't.
Okay.
Okay, so why are you talking to me?
Because I don't know who I'm going to talk to.
Find out what the
I can't, because you're not giving me any information, man.
You'd be the victim.
I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to press charges. I don't want to be a victim.
I don't have to cooperate with you in your investigation.
I mean, I don't understand why it's so hard to give me your name. If you don't want to do anything about this, I can go down there and try to figure.
I ain't giving no statements.
Listen to me. Listen.
I ain't pressing no charges. So what are you guys gonna do? Just take my name and for me more? No.
Or not take your name and take you straight to jail for concealing your identity.
No, he's lying. What he's going to do is he's going to take his name and he's going to put it into a database of people in that area. And then they're going to do whatever they do with their database of leads or potential criminals or potential victims of crime. You do not want to end up in their database. You don't want to end up in their database. You don't want to give any information.
That in itself is a crime.
It is
so
not.
You are committing a crime at the moment.
He's lying.
That I could take you to jail on.
So yeah.
Do you hear how he threatens him by taking him to the dungeon? You're lying, pig.
You guys are able to stop someone that's walking on the public street.
Correct.
And ask them for their ID whenever you want.
No. What I'm telling you is I was dispatched to this area for a domestic disturbance between a chick with a pink shirt and blonde hair and a male in all black.
Yeah.
Okay? You fit the description. You got injuries on your neck, which means you got beat up by a chick. Okay? So I have a lawful reason. I have a lawful reason to stop and identify you. Okay? That's where I'm laying it all out here for you, bro. I'm trying not to be a dick. I'm trying not to be a douche. Okay?
I give you my name.
I can take your name down. Okay? I can see if we have you in our system so that we can go from there. Figure out if you're associated with anybody else that we can go talk to, get the other side of the story, and we can go from that point. Okay? What I'm telling you, I would prefer not to take you to jail.
So number one, you can't help but be a douche. And then number two, did you hear what he said? I'm going to check a list and see if you have any other associations. He's going to put you on lists and see if he can match you up with anybody else to call you a criminal.
Because you're right. You haven't done anything wrong. Okay. But at the moment
that we know,
at the moment, you are committing a crime by not giving me your name and your date of birth.
I just don't want to get in trouble. I didn't do nothing.
Okay. But you not wanting to get in trouble is getting in trouble. Because you are committing a crime.
You want to follow me?
No, I don't want to. I don't want.
Hitting me? I'll show you guys where she's at.
No.
Let's go.
No, I want to stay right here.
Why? You guys are talking to me, but you don't want to talk to the person that's committing a crime.
Okay.
That's where you guys are.
No. But I am talking to the person that's committing the crime now.
I ain't no crime.
You are. You're concealing your identity from me.
I'll walk with you. Once we get there, I will tell you.
No, that's not how this works.
You want us to go?
I want you to give me your name,
bro.
And while he's talking to you, I'm going to go down there and talk with her.
Well, I'm down. We could all talk with each other. Like I'm not trying to.
Okay, I get that.
I'll go in the car with you. We'll go down there. I don't care.
Okay,
like
I get, but that's the thing. I don't know. I don't know.
We'll drive down the street.
What's the address?
I don't know. I'm not from here.
You're not from here.
No, I'm not. So we go in the car. Once we get down there, once we're in the car, I'll tell you my name. We go down there and we can talk to the person that's committing the crime.
Okay. All right, let's go do that then.
I'm not getting in the back here.
You have to get in the back of the car.
I'll walk right in front.
No, that's not.
I hate getting in the back of the car.
That's not how that works, man. You have to get in the back of the car. You have to get in the back of that one though.
Hold on, let me get.
Yeah, I'll tell you back. I love you.
So what's going on?
I just had an argument. It's nothing serious. I'm sorry. It was more on my part. So I can give you my ID and everything.
Okay, where's your ID?
Right here. There you go. It just expired. That's me. That was my old address. I lived with my parents then. I just graduated high school about 3 years ago, so that's where I'm at now. I came to
New Mexico.
I just came to visit my mom. She lives in the salon right here.
Where?
By Subway, the salon. So I was just kind of helping. I'm leaving back to Albuquerque tomorrow, and I do have court cases.
So what's your relationship with this guy?
That's my boyfriend for about a year now.
Okay. And so what's going on between you two?
Just a verbal argument, but like I said, we're both at my mom's shop right now. It was nothing extravagant.
Okay. It's more than a verbal argument because we had people calling in saying that a female was hanging on the shirt of a male.
Like that.
And there was screaming. So.
I mean, you can check me and you can go to the shop. And
he's bleeding. You're bleeding.
I mean, you can talk to all of us, but no, he didn't do anything like that to me. If anything, it was myself. And my nails. Look at my nails.
Okay,
right
what
there.
happened?
I scratch myself. I do get pretty crazy myself. I put nothing on him. So I know in my law enforcement and my dictionary and stuff, you guys can't charge anything.
I mean, look at that.
And you're what? Law enforcement?
Look, they're both afraid of the cops. He's afraid of the cops. She's afraid of the cops. Everybody here is the problem with the whole scene is the cops. These two, he walked it off. They had some physical thing, but just in case everybody's wondering, you know, men and women also have a lot of physical things they do together. Men and women do physical things together. Sometimes they have some physical interactions with one another. And sometimes they take a walk and they walk it off and they set their boundaries and say, hey, here's my boundaries. You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. And this chick's a little live wire, but the cops are the problem. The cops are the whole problem with this entire scene right now.
I'm saying my rights.
My rights.
I'm sitting here and telling you right now, like, I'm fine. He's fine. You have an address. You have my ID. I can give you my social security right now. I have no problem with that, sir.
But leave me alone.
Okay.
It's just, I don't want no problems.
I want to be left
my
alone.
man, we had an argument. That's it.
My man and I had an argument. I want to be left alone. That's it.
Okay. Well,
But
I have a problem.
Ha ha ha! There it is. There it is. We need to over police you. You two can't problem solve on your own. We need to charge you with a crime.
When
I know that because that's
people
your job,
have,
but it's also when
okay.
if you ever have another problem.
Okay. When someone batters another person in a domestic violence,
See that, or did they just hear us arguing? Because I yelled like a mother. I ain't lying. It's not even him half the time. It's me.
Okay.
I will completely say that. I'll go to jail right now for that.
Okay.
That's me.
What?
Leave him the out of it, bro. You're a f***ing bald ass, f***ing fat, white ass, go. Hey, you.
Hey, respectfully, do not touch you like that. I'm telling you, respectfully, do not touch you like that.
He tries to kick me.
She still wants to kick him. Yeah, he's attacking her. Remember that.
Touch my girl like that, bro. Yeah,
She just broke my glasses.
Oh, poor little piggy.
No, for real. Am I getting arrested? No. Listen.
It's getting my chest broke out. I can't breathe.
He's got it.
Breathe.
Well, you can kick me, can't you?
Why did he have to attack her? She said, I'll go to jail right now for screaming. He didn't say I'll go to jail for anything else. She said for screaming.
Bro, go. Move your foot in there. Hurry up.
She kicked me in the face.
Hey,
About yourself with your
stop.
battle with.
Stop.
I hope she's going to buy me some new glasses.
Hang on, let me go get my shot.
There it is. I mean, I think that's good right there. I mean, I think that sums it up right there, doesn't it? I mean, 16 minutes and 14 seconds into the video, I can just go right back to here from 16 minutes and 14 seconds to right back here.
Hey, it's more than a verbal argument. People call it a man. New Mexico. Where?
By subway this long. Court cases, argument. But like you said, we're both at my mom's shop right now.
Okay. It's more was.
I mean, you can check me in. You can go to the shop.
So for 16 minutes and 19 seconds, 8 minutes after it.
He's bleeding. You're bleeding.
I mean, you can talk to all of us, but no, he didn't do anything like that to me. If anything, was myself and my nails. Look at my nails.
Okay,
Right
what
there.
happened?
I scratch myself. I do get pretty crazy myself. I put nothing on him. So
What
I
happened
know
to your
in
knee?
my law enforcement and
In your what?
my rights. He's like, you have an address, you have my ID, I can give you my social security.
So here it is. It's at the 9-minute mark, about 9 minutes, about 8:50.
Right now, like, I'm fine.
Okay, I can tell you right now, I'm fine. Do you hear that?
And I'm sitting here and telling you right now, like, I'm fine.
9 minutes. The couple has worked it out. He went on a walk. Yeah, they probably had some sort of physical something, but they've worked it out together.
He's like, you have an address, you have my ID, I can give you my social security right now. I have no problem with that, sir.
Just leave me alone.
Okay.
It's just, I don't want no problems. This is my man. We had an argument. That's it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
But
I have a problem
And I know
when
that because
I have no problems. Just leave me alone. And YouTube will demonetize my video for how cops treat people.
Take you to jail. Well, we have to get this done first.
Hey, I'm in jail because I didn't have a f***ing ID. I did. That.
I'll put the link in the chat. But it's pretty pathetic. I mean, they just wanted to be left alone. That's all they wanted. You know, I got a short video that I want to show you guys. This is pretty incredible. I only watch a couple. So just so you guys know, I only watch a couple of channels that cover police brutality. So welcome to Delete Laws, everybody. We're still here. We're streaming right now. We're just talking about videos. Welcome to Delete Laws. Do me a favor. Drop in the comment section, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Just put it in the comments real quick. Get the room alive. Let's wake the comment section up. OTVO. Put it in the chat. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. So I only watch a couple of channels that cover police accountability, First Amendment, Fourth Amendment. I only watch a couple of those channels. So if you see me show videos from the same channels a lot, it's because I only watch a couple of those channels because I'm too busy in my own life, number one. And then number two, I just find it easier if me and DLZ Clips over there, and V Boyer, who I see in the chat, what's up, V Boyer? How are you? If Team DLZ and my crew here, KT, and we just fly straight ahead and we focus on what we're doing, it goes better for us if we stay focused on what we're doing here. So I was watching earlier, I was going through people who I watch, and I saw my buddy Brian over at Here's the Deal. So get over here and subscribe to my buddy Brian at Here's the Deal. Pretty cool. 1,000 comments. Wow, Brian. A lot of interaction on this video. I'll drop a like on this. And let's watch a couple minutes of this because this is super interesting. And Brian's take on it, I think, is spot on.
Hey, what are you doing?
What is the problem? Hey, you guys are acting like thugs, man. You're acting like straight up thugs.
Watertown, Wisconsin police. Why am I showing you the Watertown, Wisconsin Police Department Facebook page with the public phone number 920-261-6660? Well, that's probably because of this video right here that was shared with me by Trot Golfer. Trot, I really appreciate it. Let's take a look.
Serve one another. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. But if you bite and devour one another, beware lest you be consumed by one another.
Hey, what are you doing?
What is the problem?
What's wrong? What are you doing? I just think that my hand. You didn't give him any warning. You just grabbed the mic. No, this is the same one that we had. Yeah, that was in there. It was not out here. What is wrong with you? What are you doing? You didn't give us any warning. Let it go. You guys have been warned.
They say we can they say we can speak out here on the sidewalk freely.
You can speak, but there's no amplified.
Nobody told us that.
What are you doing? Nobody told me that.
How come there's no amplification?
Wow.
Hey, you guys are acting like thugs, man. You're acting like straight up thugs.
Hey, you're taking away my property.
He has every right to be out here engaging in speech. He has every right to be out here engaging in speech. There's cars driving by with their radios playing. That's amplified sound. People are standing out here with radios. That's amplified sound. The ordinance has to do with a decibel gauge. You don't just get to pick and choose which amplification you like and which you don't. That's selective enforcement of the law. That's discrimination on the basis of speech. That's what you all just did. Content-based discrimination based on speech. Walk away because you know you just did wrong.
Very, very well said. Back to blue till it happens to you. Back to blue till what happens to you, Brian? Oh, I don't know. Persecution, abuse, maltreatment, mistreatment, tyranny, despotism, repression, suppression, subjection, subjugation, enslavement, exploitation. That's what you just saw there from the Watertown Police Department in Wisconsin. Now, if instead of reading the Bible out loud, these young kids were engaged in looting a Walmart, handing out pride flags, walking in the streets in front of little kids, maybe the cops wouldn't have even approached them. But because they're reading the Bible, because they're exercising their freedom of speech, cops got a serious problem with that, unless you belong to a particular demographic. Right, Watertown Police Department? So let me just ask you guys, anybody who's left backing the blue, why are you doing it? Why are you backing them? Why do you give them your support? Why do you give them your resources when they call you for that donation drive twice a year?
You know, I was watching this video and I kind of wanted to answer that question. You know, I toured the country in 2022. I went to Maine and back twice from California, hitting a lot of states. I can't count them all, but what I noticed is that mostly people are afraid of police. People are scared. And so most of the time when people back the blue, they literally are just cop sucking because they're scared. Most people are afraid of police. I mean, if you come from that place and you know what I'm talking about, if the cops get behind you and it makes your heart race, put a 1 in the chat. If you see the cop and you think they're coming for you, put a 1 in the chat. I mean, it's true. You know, listen, there's people who will cop suck because they are afraid. People are afraid of the cops. And so when I was watching this video, I was like, you know, I want to answer this question.
This guy right here is a sergeant. A sergeant should know better. And people are none too happy on their Facebook page. It says, fascist cops you are. People have freedom of speech. Arresting kids for speaking the truth. Karma will be righteous. Wouldn't give you guys a dime, tyrants. Why did the Watertown police arrest a young man for peacefully speaking about the Bible? Shouldn't you be arresting real criminals? I usually back the blue, but not this time.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
How many more examples do you need to show you that backing the blue is tantamount to backing the SS back in the 1930s? Just another department full of tyrants arresting people for exercising their First Amendment right. I hope all individuals you tyrants arrest sue the department, the officers involved, and the city. Tyrants. Watertown PD is ashamed to the badge for infringing upon the rights of the kid preaching in a park. Do you just hate God, free speech, or is it both? Apparently, you have no love for constitutionally protected freedom. And I just want to point out before we go back to some of these comments, this is a systemic problem. In this frame right here, you have 3 police officers, 1, 2, 3, and then you got the sergeant trying to steal the mic away from this kid right here. That's 4. I counted at least 5 officers on the scene, which tells me this isn't just an isolated incident within this department. Not one cop had the guts to step forward and go, what the heck are we doing? Why are we arresting this guy again? Why are we stealing his property? Why are we taking him away and kidnapping him for free speech? I don't know about all you guys, you fellow Thin Blue Line badge members, but I took an oath and I'm going to take that oath seriously. I swore to protect free speech and anybody exercising it, and we're violating that right now. Screw that. Not one person, not one good cop standing up, doing the right thing, saying the right thing. Why? Because they're conformists. Conformists do what they're told regardless of what is right. A moralist, on the other hand, will do what is right regardless of what he's told. And not one moralist is on the scene right here. Every single one of them is doing what their fellow Thin Blue Line buddies are doing because, hey, that's crowd psychology. And I don't have a brain or a heart of my own to step forward. And I don't have the courage to do so because if I do that, well, they're going to put a target on my back. I can't sit here. You can't expect me to do the right thing as a police officer and come out against my fellow Thin Blue Line buddies while they're involved in committing a freaking crime in broad daylight on camera.
Yeah, I'm going to drop the link for this in the chat so that you guys can watch the rest of the video over on Brian's channel. Get over there and tell him Delete Laws sent you over there. And then there's only one more video I want to cover tonight, and that is my buddy Audit Them. If you guys are wondering, What's up, Playboy? What is going on? Mr. Hands is in the chat. You have rights, cops have duties. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Delete Laws. What's up, Playboy? How is your day going? Do me a favor, real quick. Drop down in the comment section, OTVO. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Let's check out this video from Audit Them. This video is going to teach you how to file a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. Literally, he's going to teach you in this video how you file a FOIA. So let me share with you guys this guy's video. The name of his channel is called Audit Them, and this is where he goes to audit them right here. As you guys can see, I already like this, and I dropped a comment. Team DLZ coming through. So do me a favor, get over there and drop him a comment so that help him for the algorithm. Audit Them right there. That's his, and I will put the link for this in the chat and in the comments of the video. But watch him break this copper down to absolute zero. Cop melts down.
Because it says so on the FOIA form. Reports, I have the right to ask who you are because it says so on the FOIA form.
No, it doesn't. That's
Okay, well,
incorrect.
sir, just tell me what you want.
Okay. Well, let me start off by having.
You're an argumentative guy. And
No,
are you
I'm
an
not.
attorney?
No, I'm not.
You
I
must
don't-
be.
I don't
If
answer-
you're
I don't
not an
answer these-
attorney, you should be an attorney.
I am now walking over to the police station to just ask a few questions about the incident with the mayor being investigated by the FBI. And I might file a separate Freedom of Information request with the police department. So let's see how this goes. Another thing, I really don't like going in police stations because they always have buzzers outside and make you wait. You could do your same request on the city side, and the city side has to forward it over to the police. Just so you know. Okay. Oh, look at the public record they got up on the wall. All righty. Let's see what we got going on over here. Oh, I guess this guy is on the police side. So let's see. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
He's pulling the old I can't hear you like.
Say that again? Is there a camera being used? Yes, ma'am. I am recording audio and video. That's good. She said, I don't want to be on camera, so I'm not going to help you. I'll find somebody that can. I told her, that's good. That's all you need to do. If you don't want to be on camera because whatever reason, that's up to you. Just bring somebody out here to assist. Just because of that little attitude, now she opened herself up to a complete investigation of her entire career. I'm not going to play games with these people. What do you have to hide that you don't want to be on camera? That it clearly says, again, pursuant to the fundamental philosophy of the American constitutional form of government, it is declared to be the public policy of the state of Illinois that all persons are entitled to full and complete information regarding the affairs of government and the official acts and policies of those who represent them, such as herself, public officials and public employees, consistent to fulfill the duties of public issues fully and freely, making informed political judgments and monitoring government to ensure that it is being conducted in the public interest. Is there somebody coming to assist?
Right.
Hey, how's it going?
Single stuff.
Ma'am, is there somebody coming to assist here?
What do you need?
I have a few questions I gotta ask. Lady said she doesn't want to be filmed on camera, so she said she's gonna bring.
Don't do it then.
Sir, I don't want to be harassed by any of the employees
I don't
here.
think anybody's harassed you.
They are. This is about accountability and transparency. Sure, I have a few questions here.
What is it about?
Are you the one who's going to be assisting?
I can't understand you.
Are you the one who's going to be assisting here?
It depends what you're asking me.
So this is the chief of police right here, and Audit Them is going to have a really heavy back and forth with this guy coming up right now.
Okay, sure. This town's being investigated by the FBI.
I have no idea.
Okay. I'll be waiting for her to call whoever she's calling.
What do you need?
I can't hear you.
I can't understand what the answer.
Okay, what's your name, sir?
Thomas Urian,
May I ask for your star number?
100.
Okay, I'm doing an investigation, sir. And the way I'm doing my investigation is utilizing the Freedom of Information Act. You are a subject. You do know that, right?
Sir, what do you need?
Yeah. I need to ask a few questions.
She's not going to answer your questions.
I don't, then.
She can't answer your questions.
Sir.
She doesn't have the authority to answer questions.
I'm not worried about whoever
But
that
if you
is.
wanna
What's her
answer-
name? What's her name?
None of your business. What do you want to know?
Sir?
I will answer the questions. I'm the chief of police. What do you?
Oh, you're the record keeper.
I'm not the record keeper. I'm the chief of police.
Okay.
Everybody wants you.
Yeah,
What
my
can I do
man.
to help you?
I need to fill out a few FOIA requests.
You can fill those out.
Yeah, from the police side,
Mhm.
and I have a few questions as well.
What kind of questions?
Okay, but sir, you.
I'm coughing a lot, so I don't want to get into this.
Well, I got my mask on. It's
I
not
know,
a problem.
I didn't know those
Okay,
words.
it's nice to meet you, Chief. You are the chief. You are the record keeper, whether you say so
I
or
don't-
not.
Sir, what do you need?
Okay.
Just to stop with all this official stuff. Just tell me
No,
what
no,
you
no, no,
need.
no.
I'm not here
Okay.
to be interviewed.
My
If
man.
that's the way it's going to go, I'm just going to walk away. Because
Okay.
I don't have to talk to you.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
That would be great.
Okay.
First of all, what is your name, sir?
Well, I'm not obligated to provide
Well,
my
then
name.
I'm not going to talk to you.
You know, I want to go back here, and I want to.
I'm not here to be interviewed.
Why?
If that's the way it's going to go, I'm just going to walk.
If you are the record keeper, whether you say.
So the chief of police is the record keeper. That's first. Audit Them is correct. He has to be a certified records keeper as well. He has to go through a training class and then get certified to be the record keeper as the chief of police. So now listen to this.
Say so or not.
Sir, what do you need?
Okay.
Just to stop with all this official stuff. Just tell me
No,
what you
no.
So now he says, stop with all this official stuff. The reason why I sell Supreme Court case law on a trifold and on point case law is because when you interact with police, the words you use are always official. You are never off the record. Anything you say can and will be used against you. When a cop says to you, no, just break down, just talk to me man to man. Forget all the legal mumbo jumbo stuff. They're not forgetting the legal mumbo jumbo stuff. They're keeping track of every word you say to try to get you on that official legal mumbo jumbo stuff that they're just going to just stop the official stuff and just talk to me regular like a person. And then just realize that that's I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I swear I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. What a tyrant pig. Forget that legal mumbo jumbo stuff just for a second. No, you never can, especially when you're talking to pigs.
No.
I'm not here to be interviewed.
My
If
man.
that's the way it's going to go, I'm just going to walk away. Because
Okay.
I don't have to talk to you.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
That would be great.
Okay.
First of all, what is your name, sir?
Well, I'm not obligated to provide
Well,
my
then
name.
I'm not going to talk to you. If you identify who you are, I have no idea who you are, sir. You tell me who you are. I've told you who I am. I've been very upfront and trying to help you. You don't want to tell me anything that you don't have to, but I don't.
Am I
also don't-
required to provide my
I
name?
would like. I think it'd be
I'm not
very
required.
good. Well, sir, you're coming here asking me for information. You're
You
going
call
to
me sir.
So anybody who's asking for FOIAs and any documentation that we're looking for pertaining to reports, I have the right to ask who you are because it says so on the FOIA form.
No, it doesn't. That's
Okay, well,
incorrect.
sir, just tell me what you want.
Okay. Well, let me start off by having.
You're an argumentative guy. And
No,
are you
I'm
an
not.
attorney?
No, I'm not.
You
I
must
don't-
be.
I don't
If
ask-
you're
I don't
not an
ask these-
attorney, you should.
No, he's not an argumentative guy. You just lied. This is a lie. Audit Them catches him, but he doesn't stop the conversation.
Ask for FOIAs. So anybody who's asking for FOIAs and any documentation that we're looking for pertaining to reports, I have the right to ask who you are.
No, you don't. That's a lie.
Because it says so on the FOIA form.
That's another lie. Those are two back-to-back lies. Outright, complete, total, fabricated lies he just made up.
No, it doesn't. That's incorrect.
Sir, just tell me what you want.
Okay. Well, let me start off by having.
You're an argumentative guy. And
No,
are you
I'm
an
not.
attorney?
No, I'm not.
No, you're lying, and he's trying to stop you from lying.
You
I
must
don't-
be.
I don't ask-
If
I
you're
don't
not an
ask these-
attorney, you should be an attorney.
Sir, can I start off with 2 FOIA forms, please?
Just tell me what you need.
Are you taking an oral request? Is that what you're saying?
No. Tell me what you want to do.
I want to fill out 2 FOIA forms.
Okay.
From police side.
Yes, sir.
Yep. That's all.
And I will
That's to
give you those
begin with.
forms and they'll take care of it.
Sure. And then after that, I have a few questions.
I'm not being interviewed. I don't know who you are, and you've already told me you don't want to cooperate and give me your information. So when we get to that
No,
point,
sir, you're wrong. It's not required.
it's fine, sir.
Okay.
I will give you what
I
you're
don't
requesting,
want you to give me a hard time, sir.
I'm not giving you a hard time.
Okay.
I think you've been. I think I've done everything I could possibly do next to you. So that's all I try to do. I treat everybody as nice as they are.
Where you're not being transparent about identifying this rude employee here. So who would I be able to communicate with about asking questions about the FBI incident and mayor?
See, the police, that would be the village side. You'd have to go to the village side and we'll talk about that.
Okay. See, I don't want people to be confused. You don't have to provide your name. Of course, he has the right to ask because that's freedom of speech. But he's not. You're not obligated to provide any information. When you provide your name for a FOIA request, they start doing all type of other things, trying to pin your name down on other things. If it's not required, that's the bottom line. Doesn't mean that you're not willing to assist. You are subject to public disclosure. And don't worry, that lady could run around, do this and that, but it's all public record. Let me see here. They got a cam up there too. See, I treat people with respect the way they treat me. If they're talking to me with respect, I'll continue talking with them with respect. But I don't like being lied to and try to miscommunicate fake laws, you know?
Fake laws.
I filled out one straight from the city side. Now I wanted to fill out one from the police side as well.
Filled out 2 FOIAs, one from the city side. He FOIA'd the city. Now he's FOIAing the police.
Pause this. Okay, so I filled out my FOIA request for the police side here. Signed and dated oath of office of all.
Signed and dated oath of office of
all sworn employees.
All sworn employees.
He's on police side.
On the police side.
All emails sent and received by police chief pertaining to the words.
All emails received by the police chief pertaining to the words FBI and YouTube.
FBI and YouTube. Only send email full pages. Only send email full pages with these words, okay? From 2018 to 2022, and a list roster of the police side.
There's how your FOIA request goes right there, folks. That's how you get the information for the emails. That's how you get the information. You put the dates, 2018 to 2022, list of employees of the police department, FOIAauditor@gmail.com. And then it says up here, all emails sent and received by the police chief pertaining to the words FBI and YouTube, only send full pages with these words. The full page of the email. There it is right there. That's the whole reason why I watched this video with you guys right here, is so that you guys could see how absolutely simple it is to file your Freedom of Information Act. You saw it right there. That's exactly how you do it. He hand wrote it on a piece of paper. And now watch what's going to happen. FOIA auditor is one of the most prolific Freedom of Information Act auditors in the United States of America, and certainly one of the most prolific on all of YouTube.
He's on police side. All emails sent and received by police chief pertaining to the words FBI and YouTube. Only send email full pages. Only send email full pages with these words, okay? From 2018 to 2022, and a list roster of the police side. I'm waiting for the police chief to get me a FOIA form. I don't know if they're printing one out. It's not a common thing that people utilize the FOIA. It's so sad. Okay. And I wish you only wouldn't give me a hard time because
Sir,
I don't
didn't
give nobody,
hard
I don't
time.
give
I've done
nobody a
nothing
hard
but
time.
cooperative. I've given you my name. I've given you everything.
You know
I
who's the one who's
possibly
not cooperative?
can. I am the
Your
most
employee.
cooperative. Sir, please don't be argumentative.
Okay. I'm not being.
I love how these two, FOIA auditor and the police chief, are a comedy duo when it comes to, please don't give me a hard time. Don't be argumentative. You're being combative. You don't give me a hard time. They're going back and forth using this kind of.
I'm not being
I just try to
argumentative.
be as nice to people as I possibly.
You know who's the one who's.
He's saying, but listen, he says he's one of the nicest guys. Then the other guy turns around, says he's one of the nicest guys. Listen to the back and forth. They'll both claim to be the nicest guys ever. Both claim that one's being argumentative and the other one's being difficult. Listen to this back and forth. It's beautiful.
Hard time.
Cooperative. I've given you my name. I've given you everything.
You know who's the one who's not cooperative?
I am the
Your
most
employee.
cooperative. Sir, please don't be
I'm the
argumentative.
most cooperative.
Okay.
Don't be argumentative.
I'm not being. I'm not
I
being
just try to
argumentative.
be as nice to people as
I'm
I
nice.
possibly can.
Me too, sir.
Well, that's great. Then you and I'll get along fantastic.
My man, I don't
Thank you,
have.
sir.
I don't have an
I'm gonna give you
obligation
that's good.
to
I
provide
appreciate
my
that, sir.
name.
Thank you so much. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you three blanks, okay?
Yeah, my
Would you
man.
mind when you get done, just turn them in here?
No. Let me explain to you. I'm keeping. Let me have those forms first.
What do you want, sir?
Can I have those forms, please?
Yeah, be nice. What would
I
you
said
like,
please.
sir? Please, just be a nice guy.
Sir, I'm very nice.
You're very aggressive.
I talk the way. No. Let me explain.
This is gold. I mean, just so you guys know, this hand gesture, this is a very powerful hand gesture. And the cop does it. That's you've gone too far. That's back off.
Explain to you. I'm keeping. Let me have those forms first.
What do you want, sir?
Can I have those forms, please?
Yeah, be nice. What would you
I said
like,
please.
sir? Please, just be a nice guy.
Sir, I'm very nice.
You're very aggressive.
I talk the way
You really
somebody
talk
talks
people
to
like
me.
that all the time. That's really not nice.
Sir, now I know where you're coming from, and I'll look into that. Thank you for saying those few
No, I
words.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Just be nice, and
Sir,
usually you get the most out of nice
I'm
people.
very nice, but I treat people the way they treat me.
I've been very nice to you.
Okay, I'd like to keep these FOIA forms for my future reference.
God bless.
Okay, however, I did file my form here. I need a copy of this, and I need you to compute the date. That's all.
Sir, you fill it out on a FOIA and then bring that back in, and then we'll follow it.
Sir, this is my FOIA.
No, just put it on that form.
Sir, there's no standard form required.
Sir, I don't know. Listen, do me a favor. Thank you, sir. Please, just follow it. You can fill it out right here.
Sir,
I don't know what that is.
This is my FOIA form.
You filled it out. So it doesn't make a difference to me, sir. Do me a favor. Just fill it out on that form.
Sir,
Wonderful
please.
meeting you, sir. You have a great day. God
Sir,
bless.
sir, I'm finished. I'm on my way. You want me to ring the bell?
Sir, I've given you your forms. We're done.
Sir,
This is what you want to give us?
That's
Okay.
all.
I mean, it is so funny to listen, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Sir, no, listen to me, sir. I'm being very cooperative, sir. Listen to me, please, sir. I'm being, sir, please listen, sir. No, sir, please, sir. Listen to me, sir. I'm very nice. I'm very nice. I'm nice. I'm nice too. You're nice. The back and forth is so amazing. This could be a TV script, how they're communicating, but they're not at all communicating.
I need a copy.
Sir, I've given you your forms.
Sir.
We're done.
Sir,
This is what you want to give us?
That's
Okay.
all.
Have a nice day.
I need a copy.
I don't make copies for you.
Sir,
You should have made your own copy.
it says a
I
FOIA
don't have to make you copies.
officer has to compute the date.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to make you copies for you. Sir, I know you want to
Okay.
start a big argument.
No, sir.
And that's how you operate.
It's not an-
That's okay. I'm not doing that. Sir, thank
See,
you.
people,
If you want me
it's
to
not
take
an
that,
argument.
Sir, I will. If you don't want me to, that's fine, but I'm not making you a copy.
Okay, sir,
hope
that's
you wanna
what's
make your own.
required.
I don't care about that.
Okay,
I hope
that's
that
good. I'll take a
If you
photo.
want me, take a photo. of it.
Yeah,
Why
that's
don't you
good.
do
That's good.
That's the best way. to do
But
it.
you know what?
That's a great idea.
It's required for you to compute the date. It's required for you to compute the date. That's all I'm asking for is compute the date and a copy.
Thank you, sir. I've given you 3 standard forms
Okay.
to fill out, which would probably make it easier for everybody.
I know why this town is being investigated by the
Sir,
FBI.
I know nothing about any
Okay.
investigations, okay? So I have nothing.
Here's my FOIA request, signed and dated of all officers, oath of office. I want your emails, all sent and received emails pertaining to the words FBI and YouTube, okay? And a list roster of all employees on the police department. This is my FOIA request. I included my contact information.
Thank you, sir. Okay,
Sure.
fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
But that's, I'm not
How do we
combative.
contact you? Oh, it's on here, your email?
My email. But I'm not the one who's being combative. You're being non-compliant.
Oh, sir, I've been very good.
Sir.
No,
I'm so
sir.
sorry you feel that way. That's
Okay.
not true.
Before I
Have a
leave,
nice day, sir.
okay. I want to show everybody here that how this guy, he just chooses to think he's above the law.
Sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed day.
Sir.
Okay, how he thinks he's above the law, because look what it says right here. Look what it says right here. Note the date the public body receives the record. You see, upon receiving a request for public records, the FOIA officer, the Freedom of Information officer, shall note the date the public body receives the written request, compute the day of which period respond will expire, and make notation. He needs to make a notation on my document. But you see the type of behavior we get here. Anyways, I got my photo of my document, of my request. I got it on video, how I served him with that FOIA request. If only the first lady that I walked in here, if only she was kind and courteous and respected me, we wouldn't be in the shenanigans that we're in here. Because there's many towns that I visited where the public employees are courteous and respectful. But when they start putting on an attitude, it shows why this town is being investigated by the FBI. Every single thing employees do on this is subject to public record. We will find corruption. And we will hold these employees, we will hold them accountable for their corruption. Okay. Yep. This town, this is the second time I come into this.
I just dropped the link for Audit Them in the chat. You know, he's only got 15,000 subscribers. So, you know, sometimes the work isn't super exciting. It's not like, you know, some of the stuff that I do is exciting because I go take on cops face to face and have some pretty intense interactions. But you got guys like Audit Them who are, this guy's one of the most prolific Freedom of Information Act auditors there is in the country. And if you saw how simple it is to file a FOIA request, it only requires your email address and what specifically you're looking for and a date range that you're looking for. And that's how you file your FOIA request. So yeah, let him know, drop a comment for him, let him know Delete Laws sent you, because only 15,000 subscribers, but I know who he is, but a lot of people don't know who he is. I'm just checking my I'll show you my my favorite new, this is my favorite new subreddit. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I want to share this with you guys. This is my favorite new subreddit. I found this. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Delete Laws. What's up, Playboy? Put OTVO in the chat right now. Just drop it in there real quick. OTVO. Put it in the chat. Just type it in the comment section real fast. OTVO. Get the room alive. Stay you're alive. Put your arms up and down. Yes, shake them all around. Look at my pinky. G, you're stinky. I got you. What's up, Playboy? We're gonna I want to show you this. This, my favorite Reddit stream right now is called First Responder Cringe. And I just want to make sure that the link was open. Sorry, I was kind of distracted there for a second. But this is First Responder Cringe right there. And I absolutely am loving it. I'm getting so many. This is just gold in here. It takes a real man to be a nurse. Cool cop, horrible, or hilarious?
Why was it so? Why was it so?
Put a one in the chat if that's hilarious. Put a one in the chat. He tries to go down a tubed metal slide with his duty belt on, with a gun on his hip. I mean, you freaking.
Why was it so?
I'm sorry. I'd laugh at anybody, but a cop I'd really laugh at. Oh, God. Not a. And he's fine in the end. So, you know, if he was hurt, I would feel bad for laughing, but he's not. So let's laugh. Bravo, Copper. Solid. Solid.
Why was it so?
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. 911 retired. Oh. Firefighter rescue. Oh, I put this in my community chat. Did you guys see this? I put caption this. He's dressed up like full-on G.I. Joe loser. Just full-on G.I. Joe loser. Not impressive. Pickup plus Bubba. Oh my God. All the different little first responders things. It's just ridiculous. We have one flag, boys and girls. It's the American flag. Old Glory.
That shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long.
I don't think I want to watch it again. Oh man, wasn't Uvalde a small town? Wasn't Uvalde a small town? I thought Uvalde was a small town. You coppers showed up in mass, and all you sat around looking at one another, going, "Officer safety, officer safety." What's that? Check your phone. Check your phone. That's kids screaming and dying. Officer safety. Officer safety. Groupthink. I don't think I want to watch it again. He wasn't. Yeah. Which, you know. By the way, bro, you know, you got to have more than just one move. You got to have more than just one move, bro. I mean, I'm just saying. You got to have more than one move. That's all I'm saying. You should have more than one move, bro.
Talk to the hand.
And here in a year, 365 days. Gosh, sorry. That's a great exception right here. 365 days, and we're no longer allowed to walk in public and pray. If you're a Republican, you have to fear getting beaten, destroyed, maimed, killed, because you're a Nazi then. That leads me into Antifa's next step. On their website, they are calling for an open civil war that they will start here in the United States in November.
They are fundraising for weapons, training.
I mean, he's not even a real, he's a bootlicker. He's not even a real pig. He's just licking boots.
Are those airsoft mags? Good question. Everybody always says that these magazines on my plate carrier are airsoft mags. Let's see. Well, I don't think that's airsoft. That's not airsoft. And this last one, nope, even has the red tip. I don't think these are airsoft.
So who are you going to use those on though, bro? You're going to use those on us. You're going to use those on the people. All right, listen. I think that's it. I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for hanging with me for a long time. I was just going to sit here and ramble. I don't think I can be on tomorrow. I won't be able to see you guys tomorrow. I'll be on the day after. I'm busy all day tomorrow. I mean, like, there's just no window at all. I have to finish what I'm doing. So I won't be here tomorrow. I'll miss you guys, but I'll see you guys the day after. We'll do an update on Jason Dollarhide tomorrow or the day after that as well. Hopefully I get to talk to him at some point tomorrow during the day. And love you guys, man. OTVO. Hit the like button on your way out. Love you. Thank you for coming, Chevy. I see you, man. Leroy, what's going on? Soy Leal, good to see you. Andrew, Brandon, what is going on? Dr. Donna, how are you, Donna? Thank you. I love Yahweh. It's nice to see you. How are you? Reprehensible. Patricia, Oscar, what's going on? Ironside, Iron Eddie, what is going on? Brandon, how are you? KT, what is going on? Avery Flowers, Patricia Walton, what is going on? Bob Davis, what's going on? What's going on with everybody? Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I will see you guys on Shock Professor. Bruce, good to see you. Mr. Hans, I see you, my friend. You have rights, cops have duties. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, I'll get the flock out here. DLZ Clips, love you, buddy. See you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.